Our qualifying results. Taking the pole award, it's the 26 of Travis Dart. In second, we'll go to Ross Tatum in the 21.
I clicked the green button to grid, and it didn't grid. I was like, oh no, is it doing that thing where you have to like exit and come back in?
And
luckily, it let me click it a second time.
Nice. Goes the last season champion of Zach Paul, Brandon Colley.
You ever had that happen?
Qualifying times of the season.
Not yet.
It's going to start in 6th. John Dart in 7th. Trey Jackson.
Luckily.
Going to be in the 88 machine here this evening. No longer filling in. Going to be starting in 8th position for himself. Alex Jones, great qualifying time.
Right, stream's up. Stream looks good.
And Andrew Medlin.
Christopher Norris will be in 11th. Aaron Sarton in 12th. Kristen will start in 13th with Jacob Grant in 14th. Rob Sherwood will roll off 15th with Nick Holland in 16th. Will Bustler will start in 17th position with Christopher Wade in 18th. Brian Lynch 19th, and Dalton Alexander will be
all right. Switch over here.
In 21st is Joshua Altus in the 94. In 22nd position, the 101 of Philip Chavez. 23rd spot goes to the 55 of Sam Siegel. Going to see Sam out there on track. 24th position, it's the 10 of Jay Beckard. In 25th, the 4 of David McConnell.
So the final count on the field looks like 39.
Qualifies 27, but will be hit with EOL starting at the end of
Packed
the
house.
line. And then
Packed house. Speaking of packed house, did you see the lack of an unpacked house at Indy last weekend? Holy cow.
31st.
It was
it 32nd? Stephen
dead there.
33rd. Jonathan Woods in 34th. Doug Pierce will start 35th with Cole Sacchetti in 36th.
I mean, DED dead. I'm not even going to count the A.
39 drivers here tonight as those three, along with Cole Sacchetti, did not put in a lap time here in qualifying.
And with the drivers starting back there, you also got to see race control giving us the information. Drivers going to the end of the line. Like you said, Cole Sacchetti, Chris Stevens, both being sent to the end of the line. Big shout out to Steve Benjamin running race control this evening. You'll be seeing the updates in your bottom center of anyone.
Hey Charles, thanks for the like.
All right.
As well as updates out the race. But up front, going to be Travis Dart, Ross.
Little Iowa racing here.
Ready to get rolling here this evening. Trevor.
A lot of laps, going to be a lot of tire saving.
Working.
And if it goes green,
once again, always
working.
I got a plan.
Yeah, I mean,
all right, looks like track temp is going to be 79, not too bad at all. 77 degree air, partly cloudy, and about a 9-mile-an-hour wind. And sim time is is actually just almost 8 o'clock at night. So I'm going to guess this is going to be a transition race.
Finish here tonight. Victory lane is the ultimate goal for some. Others, it's just finish this race. It's going to be a long one.
I did my practicing at 8.
Total length, but we do
have
a stage break at the end of lap 55 where the top 10 finishers at that stage break.
Right before the transition.
You got the best view.
Racing Series Season 5.
Let's go.
We got about to get underway.
They hit.
Welcome to
outside line stacked up.
Presented by Impact Sim Designs. Into the restart zone. Green flag gets out, and here we go. It's going to be the 21, the 26, side by side. Ross
15 still there. 32 looks like he's going to go up behind him.
He's going to try to use that outside line to get a better drive off of turn number 2 to get the run on Ross Tatum. And does that out of turn number 2. Through the 21, so Ross is going to have to settle in for second. Ken Campbell, Brian McCann, they're still going to be battling back there.
15 tight with you.
On the outside. McCann on the inside. McCann comes up just a little bit, but Campbell just nowhere to go. He's boxing behind the 21 there of Ross Tatum.
Stuck, but not the worst spot to be as Travis Dart beats lap number 1 for the 26 machine.
Yep, you are clear up if you want it.
You want the clean.
Yeah, I dropped in my tires. I ain't doing nothing but chewing them down.
Yeah,
on that bottom.
But you had to wait for an opening, and you couldn't lose too many positions. I get it.
From the air that maybe will assist you later on as the 26 shreds the pole away. Ross Tatum, brick wall finds
now it's just a game of inches.
We normal Ross thing. Back off. Give up the
55 laps. Game with tire.
Trevor, what's the state of it?
Yeah, I think Ross is going to want to stay in that clean air, or stay at least as close as he can to the 26 there of Travis Dart. But he's got, some
leaders posted the fastest lap so far, 24:14.
Zach, all of those guys chasing him down.
And here's going to be the Brian McCann screen.
24:35 for you.
Bottom, it's no longer just the Andrew Medlin cam. We got plenty of other drivers that wanted to be involved. And for Brian, he was trying to get his camera.
That's all right. Let him charge on off. He'll come right back to you later on.
To have a camera, because you can clearly see his direct drive wheel and how much he's going to be working the wheel all tonight.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think he's getting arrested at all. Down
You're already working on a 4/10 gap back to P number 5.
right, going down the back straightaway. You can see here down the front straightaway just how much movement he's having to put into that wheel just to keep that car going in a straight line.
Yeah, and that force feedback, that's what you're seeing. A lot of movement on the straightaway, feeling every little piece of the bump when the truck, when
I just now did my brake bias.
loose. You can feel the
Okay.
sensation in the
I'll remind you when it's time to pit.
with the direct.
I'm telling you, I always forget.
The line,
Okay, yeah, I'll remind you.
the direct drive, but it takes a lot of money to get to this point, and that 8 machine put the money in, and it's been showing this season as he has already won 2 races.
You're actually faster than the leader last lap.
Now looking good for himself with battling for side by side. Trey Jackson, the 99, the 88, the 99, Brandon Colley, side by side for themselves.
Yeah, Trey Jackson got a really good run at it too. Got to the outside of Brandon Colley.
See, just like I said.
Which wasn't looking to go for a crossover move here in turn 1.
Leader dropping back.
Back
Yep.
up a bit. But Trey Jackson, you're no longer filling in. He's had some good runs when he
Who
was
is the leader?
55.
Travis Dart.
Now back in the 88 machine, so we'll have to wait. We'll have
Yeah.
to see how Trey.
By virtue of being the control car, he's able just to hit that loud pedal first and jet off.
14.
But if he's gonna do that, he's gonna come back to you later. There's no doubt.
Joshua Altus to get by them to move into our top 12.
Ross Tatum P2, Ken Campbell right in front of you.
Automatically
Behind is gonna be Zach Hall, Brandon Colley, and Trey Jackson.
Ross Tatum and Tony Brett.
Campbell's is a pretty easy one. He's got it written on the back of his car.
Has been looking just great this season. Being up front, always content.
I wonder if his driving is good.
Run and
It may be.
currently in 7th position.
Yeah, excited to see what Trey's going to bring in. He gets to, if he decides to run full time, I mean, he's shown a lot of speed. Has
Ross taking a big line.
had a
Yeah.
really good showing, I believe, back at Daytona.
He's gonna wear out that right front though if he's gonna stay up high like that.
To find a way
That's what I'm thinking.
of Trey Jackson.
All the different camera views that we get to see from these drivers, and Madeline, we always talk about the focus, and that's the thing for every driver. You are on max focus.
You're the fastest car the last 3 laps
Yeah, stage break at the end of lap.
among at least the top 4.
Bonus points in 12 machine.
Again, still 3/10 back to P5.
It's so bumpy, and I think it's
He's kind of squeezing you a little bit.
driver.
There you go.
For viewers, you don't visually see the bumps. The drivers feel every single one of them. Trevor, that's an aspect I feel like for viewers you don't always get to see.
I think he's starting to have handling problems.
Impressive.
Yeah, he's pushing hard.
Up on board with our leader right now, Travis Dart, his camera, while he's trying to hold off season 3 champion of Ross Tatum.
Yes, the one thing that you can't really see as the viewer, but I can attest
Tatum has caught Dart. They're side by side for the leads.
from the scans that iRacing has done are there, and they're pretty profound, and you can see it with when we were on board with McCann, on board with Medlin, is Tatum.
You're pulling away from P5 still.
Starting to see it. Travis's wheel. So he has to make a little bit of corrections, but Travis is going to try to hold that on the outside again, gets a really good drive off, and defends that first position there from Ross Tatum.
You can see Slight Schultz on the back stretch.
Yeah, done hired me a spotter. He does an amazing job.
Feel the aggressive bumps.
Gives me all kinds of info.
This evening is Travis Dart holds on, defends Ross Tatum. To what was interesting about that battle, different.
He streams too. Repeat 1975.
Pit road and stay low through 1 and 2. Interesting to see how drivers already find that difference.
It'll definitely be a
You
stay
doing all right,
out.
Derek?
And it's the 39 Pierce back in 36th position. Spun around off the exit of turn 2.
Had something to do with Ryan Lynch a little bit further in the back.
With the outside wall and
P22 is where he was.
We've seen, we saw it last week in Michigan, how sensitive the front ends can be on these cars. So I'm going to have to come down and get that fixed. And we can take a look here and see what happened. Might have been some.
I got you. Yeah, moving.
And looks like Stevens just got in a little too deep.
One car spun coming off of 2, went down towards the wall. Don't think he made any contact and was able to right the ship and keep on going. So I'm not quite sure why the caution came out. He was definitely off track.
When they got their braking zones, when they don't. Looking back now from Doug Pierce's point of view, you see the 14 just much more aggressive.
I hear you. I had the files for those other races. I was like, I'll just go ahead and upload them.
Survive.
The rain race.
Instead,
That's-
with the first
That was pretty interesting to watch back. I think race 1.
into this run.
Just to see how much you could not see, especially for that. I think it was the last final or pre-final.
Do you risk using one here?
I remember not being able to see anything. It was a downpour.
I'm wondering, a couple people decided to come down pit road. David McConnell on the 4, Chris Stevens, who we just saw make that contact with Doug Pierce. He comes down. Doug Pierce, obviously, Chris Melton, the 93. So those 4 drivers all coming down pit road. Interested to see if any of them took tires, but not a terrible strategy call there, Sam, to come down this early. But I mean, that's a lot of cars that they're going to have to work their way through.
It very much is, and it looks to be.
I got the shipping invoice
Pierce,
or tracking number, whatever you call it,
confirmation if he's taking
from the seat parts that I showed you the other day, and they're going to be in at the end of this month.
So 3 drivers taking their first set in just the
I think I'm going to go ahead and buy another seat because the seat that's on the cart had fiberglass repair done to it, and I can already see where it's cracking again. So
use the
I'm going to get another seat.
Now I'm curious on how well he's going to be able to move through this field now that he's got that slightly extra grip to work with.
Yeah, it's going to be one I'm going to have to definitely keep my eye on as he works his way through the back.
It's all good, Derek.
There's going to be between him on fresh tires and everybody else.
Don't want any fiberglass splinters.
Tires. And what that could possibly mean for these guys that
Are you listening to my stream?
for them to learn for later on in the race with the difference in tires.
Yeah.
Oh,
And looking at the laps that were being placed down.
you can hear me in 2 places.
Ross Tatum, their laps, they were battling between one another right before that yellow flag came out, but they were running about a half second slower.
Well, I can also hear the broadcast behind you.
First couple of laps, so this could already be a big advantage, especially.
Oh, yeah, that's smart.
The way this track
Yeah.
naturally wants to flow, and drivers that maybe are being a little bit too aggressive up front could be a big advantage taking this set for Chris Stevens, David McConnell, and for Doug Pierce to get back into this race. Currently, though, we've got a couple of drivers really fall back and struggling. Chris Stitz has fallen back 5 positions.
So it looked like me, Ross, and Zach have the long run.
Norris has already lost 10 positions for the 38. See if he can get.
I hope I do too, Derek. That's gonna be
Drivers are stacking up.
bad if I go out there, and I'll probably have to relearn how to drive it.
Movers, Jay Beckard.
Hopefully, I can get some practice days in before actually,
5
race day.
for Beckard and 6 for Hunter.
Yeah.
My plan was to just throw the same settings that I got on my old cart into that one and see what happens.
Through the field, not
I scaled my cart right before I put it up, my old cart.
correct. So that 7 and the
It scaled perfect, so it didn't have a scale issue.
Get ready.
Or the frame wasn't off or anything.
Melton and Stevens on those fresh tires and see what they're going to do on this restart.
And this race,
Now get ready.
save their tires better than the others. This could
All
be
right,
a
man.
big
8
swing
cars
for
in.
drivers that are around that 7-8 spot.
Green
Did
flag,
you save
green flag.
enough to attack on this restart? Pace car pulling off into pit road. It's the
Inside.
26
All
of
right.
Travis
Good.
Stark. The Ross
Still
Taylor,
there.
the 21.
15's on your left rear, coming up to your door. You're going to have the launch off.
For the Iowa Corn 190.
You are
Clear low,
clear low.
clear low.
On and Dustin.
Almost hit the wall.
2 car lengths ahead over Ross Tatum.
Yeah, then
Plenty of room.
being able to go in the restart zone when you feel like as the leader worked out for to the advantage there of Travis Stark. Brian McCann able to clear the 15 to Kim Campbell and hold on to that third position. You can already just see the difference in lines. Tatum again going to that top line through 3 and 4 to try to get a better
Ooh,
read.
you got into that corner way wrong.
He's continuing.
Caution's out.
Battle for the lead.
Ooh, it's going to be a big one in the back.
Going for a move here on the 99 of Brandon Colley.
A lot of people involved in this one.
Through 1 and 2, Jay Beckard, Cedric Hunter.
Oh man, yeah, I'm looking at the replay.
It's Brian Wilson as
Yeah.
he just got
Christopher, Ryan Lynch, Cole Sachette, Jonathan Burt, Stephen Bustler,
in the middle of the pack.
Sam Siegel, Brian Wilson,
Another big one.
Philip Chavez. Yeah,
We just had a
there's quite a few.
I don't even think we had a car flip last week at
Jay Becker.
It's a 2-mile racetrack. We're less than a mile. We have cars upside down.
This is one of the most bizarre flips I think we're ever going to see.
Chance you can tell me what
And,
my damage looks
it's
like?
just one of those wrecks where drivers are entering the corner. gets a
Ooh,
little bit
10 car just went a lot deeper into the corner than the 53 did, and just caused a big old pile up on the wall.
chaos, but the driver's going to watch out for it's Christopher Wade. There's going to be a major slingshot of a driver blinking out, and it just ripples across into the 9.
What kind of carts do you race?
Coming in, and you see there the 6
Briggs LO206 motor.
tumbling and barrel rolling
Okay.
over Philip.
A buddy of mine
one of those bizarre moments
races
where-
down in Florida and Georgia. He used to run champ carts a while back,
I think a little
or shadow champs, I think.
Poor Brian. I think
and both him and his brother do very, very well down there. They've got quite a few track championships and
he's not so
whatnot.
Yeah, it looked
Actually, a whole racing family.
And then it just slingshots the 6 into the 9, and he has no.
Nice.
That is
Kenner and Kalen
It's a
Brown.
video game situation right there. You'd have zero idea if that's going to happen. It does. And now
I got 3 trophies.
we got 4 drivers with required damage.
There you go.
They're all 3rd place, but I'll take them.
A little
That's
bit
right.
of deja vu.
That's right.
The big one striking after our first yellow from last
Hey,
week.
Alex, I don't know.
And I've been
if
racing
you're
there for like
looking
5
pretty
years,
good.
so 3 trophies in 5 years. Yeah.
4, 6.
Yeah,
Hey,
you're still gonna be under
if you're having fun
caution
doing
by the
it,
time
Race
you're
most
taking it.
likely.
There you-
Yeah,
that's
it's under
all, like,
caution,
that's all that
but if
matters.
it happens in
Wade
the
also
green,
with
I'll
required
pull off
damage, and
and
Brian
we'll
L. Wilson
try
has
to
already
fix
left the
it.
server.
But I
He
think it's
is.
happening only under
There's no
caution.
way to react to that incident except for just
Yeah, I
throw
got
your
you.
hands up in the
Hopefully
air
it'll
and
fix
say it's
itself.
just not my week.
And I remember 2 of the trophies.
You only have
You just
7
gotta
blinks so
go
far,
back and
so-
look at
And the only reason I won
He runs
those is
anymore.
because
Been a long
the
time
people in
since
front of me
I've
wrecked.
broadcasting.
And I don't remember how I got the 3rd one.
I mean, we went from a simulation.
I know it's fun to watch the GoPro sometimes.
Moment
What
in
I
a matter
bet.
of seconds for
See.
Brian Wilson, and I gotta say, Sam, I feel bad for Cedric and Jay Becker. I was hyping them up before the restart. Person, the commentator struck, and both of them involved in that wreck.
We try to keep our mouth shut when we see
I
drivers.
did win a race one time, but that was a pre-final.
Mine and
Incidences, but
John's
sometimes we
there,
just
that
gotta
was so
point
bad
out that
that
when they're having a
I
good
was getting,
day,
like,
and
300
like I said, the
blinks.
commentator's curse
Couldn't even
can
race
wind
without
up
a pain in
hitting,
the
and
back.
it did there.
There was another time I won a race, but got this
Deep breath, realize
moved back because I wrecked Skinner.
before this stage break is
Or
done.
no, did I win that one?
We still
Or was
have
that for?
stage break at the end of lap 50.
Heck, I can't remember.
After that bizarre moment. And up front, it's been Travis Dart, Ron State on the front 2. Drivers that we're going to have coming.
Yeah, man, Derek, the competition is strong,
We're just getting damage in general done. That's all the way from.
and I don't put enough time into it.
Back to 39, so that's around 13.
I just show up on race day and
more.
try something.
Road and deal with damage.
Kind of like that gear thing I was trying.
That we had
Y'all were
Michigan.
making fun of me on the grid.
Right there, maybe a couple cars less than what we had in Michigan, but I mean that
Turned out y'all was right though.
these big fields like this, great turnouts, week in, week out, but just one little mistake, and especially here at Iowa when it's less than a mile of track, and on a restart nonetheless, it can stack up a lot of cars, and we saw it right there.
I do have a Micron 5 now, so at least I can take data from it and look at it.
Bizarre moments.
Before I had no data or nothing, I just had feel.
Presented by Impact Sim Designs. First 20 laps of this race is already had some major storylines with Travis Dart getting now counting tonight 2 poles. We've got the pole last week at Michigan and tonight defending over Ross Tatum. Had ourselves a quick caution. Brought out our first yellow with Doug Pearson, Chris Stevens. Now the big one strikes with this very awkward and bizarre moment. Yet
All right, leader chose the outside again.
often, but it's possible.
All right, Derek.
Here in the sim world virtually. And now the drivers stack up, hoping that they can let the big one slide in the back of their mind, and we can focus up, get ready, because there's still a lot of racing here this evening. Hopefully you're buckling in and ready for all the action here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. My name is Sam Dyer. Joining me up at the booth, as always, here on Tuesday nights is Trevor Earhart. And in the booth, every single broadcast, Rated Productions, it's Robert Moyer Jr. Thank you for
I'm going to try to get in front of Campbell if I can.
with us.
ready.
As the drivers
Okay.
stacked up, ready to go. Pace car lights are off. The full set racing.
All right, I'm gonna
series
mute your
racing
stream. Get back to it.
Get back underway. We
All right,
saw
man.
the 26
Pace
have
cars
a
in.
fantastic restart on the last go around.
Green
Let's see
flag,
if he
green
can
flag.
get that number right here for his.
He is
Pace car is off.
not yet clear, so you got his right rear or his left rear.
Here we go. Another round, setting it into turn number 1.
Stay low. There's a
Another
car
great
behind that.
restart there.
99 throwing it in. You're clear high. Gotta take the line.
Yeah,
And
one
99's
inside.
coming up. He's throwing it in again.
You're doing battle for third and fourth, and can't move yourself just a little bit. You know, open the
32 high. You're in the middle. Hold your line.
Let's go, Brandon Colley.
Still in the middle.
Inside
Hold
the
your line.
32 up top. On you
That
tight.
is tight.
Side by side for the lead. As
Clear low.
Trying to get the better exit at a turn number 4. Dart
Hold your
almost
line.
on the outside.
Back 3.
Better run. They're going to be 3 1.
Back clear low.
He's
tight.
Will fall
32 high.
into the clutches, a 7th position to
Stay
6th
low.
position for himself. Zach Hall ripping the 3rd lane, finding out that there's a lot more speed up there than he thought.
15, 3, 3.
For his teammate not even to get the bump.
I didn't know we were 3.
That 3rd lane, and he will.
I'll take a look at your right front.
And Zach Hall making the 3rd lane work. No, contact. Ken Campbell, Brian McCann. As they'll see the 15 sliding into the grass.
Ooh,
I'm gonna get in the line for that, Anna.
not something you see.
Probably.
In a little bit of
Yeah, if that's
contact, I think
the-
just got a
yeah.
little tight out of 4 there.
If that's the penalty, yeah.
A nice
Kinda walked up.
easy slide.
Let me, I'll
there for
go back and take a look at it, but I'm pretty sure you
15 machine, but
walked up a
Yeah.
little bit.
position lost right here before.
I heard you call it, but I didn't realize it at the time. We were 3 wide. I thought we were 2.
15 goes
Yeah.
into the grass as 3 cautions into
better
our
rewind
first.
this.
and
Then I backed off, but it was too late. He's already spinning.
Lap 30. As we are just cresting to the halfway of this stage run. I mean, Trevor, as we're getting the replay up here shortly, the big thing I think for this run, I'm kind of shocked at the fact that we've had these 3 wrecks happen. Our longest run was our first initial start of the race, where it looked like maybe we had a good chance to see the 15 getting tapped by the 8, spinning him around. That's what brought out our 3rd caution of the day.
Yeah, it just looks.
Well, it took to race 5 to spun
Yeah.
somebody up.
It's gonna be on here.
Really Zach off the top there.
Let him by on the
And
outside.
McCann, I mean, that's 3 wide racing. You just don't see that often here. And I think McCann just got too tight. But yeah, I mean, you expect
take a
to
look
see
at that
little
front.
bit, maybe a little single car spin
Yeah, I see a little bit on the right front.
at the beginning. You don't expect a big wreck, but
Just
Let
barely.
them
being aggressive.
Car
Sam,
by.
we're trying to get through the field with how big the field is, and just being a little bit over aggressive early on.
And you're going to see here a bunch of your side. Watch out for the 8 machine on the inside. 3 wide off the exit. And McCann
Alright,
just slightly drifts up a little bit more than I think he was expecting to see the 15 there. Gives the tap to the rear quarter panel, and away they go. Bring out our
Did Campbell hit anything, or did he come out clean?
With this
He came out clean.
coming out,
He's good.
more drivers decided
Well, at least that's
to
good.
get repairs
Yeah.
done. This is, if anything, this is going to help those drivers caught up in the second caution. That was the big one.
And no other cars were involved. Just
Drivers
him.
in that second caution of the day.
Let's
And
see.
with
Back out of
more
this a little
cautions
bit.
just coming out gives you more time to get those repairs done and keep a
Bring
lot
it
of
up.
drivers still in.
I thought we were going to wreck before that.
Yeah, I think
We were racing hard. They
Yeah.
really want that stage.
Chris
Yeah.
Jones, Alexander, Ryan Lynch, Siegel, Becker, all those guys that had heavy damage. I was going to come down and get some more repairs.
Is the stage at 30?
Thankfully, here at the short
55.
track, aerodynamics
Oh, okay,
is not as
55.
important as it was last week at Michigan, so you can get away
I
with
was say if it was at 30, if they
maybe we'll see one of those cars.
didn't give you the EOL right now, you get some stage points and then have to go to the back.
I see it again here tonight at Iowa.
I mean, it hasn't even been just at Dover. We also saw a slight of it.
Okay,
I don't know.
so since
Saw
I don't know what the rule is on that, but I've seen some EOLs be given.
season off.
Okay.
So you never know what you could be seeing at the end of these.
I would say if they give you an EOL, it might not be a bad idea to come down pit road, just top off on fuel.
Still got a chance to fight this one out.
30 laps in.
Movement of our
Pit road
front
is
two
closed.
hasn't been a lot, but more of the movement.
Scratch that idea.
on From 3rd on back. A couple of drivers moving up 2 to 3 spots, but back in 16th position, William Duff, Tony
But yeah,
Brent,
there's no order so far.
Stephen Bustler, and Tyler Thomas.
Chris Stevens got
Wow.
to end the line.
12 positions or more from where they qualified.
Well, I might be
Gotta
getting an
say,
EOL.
just staying out of trouble seems to be the big
Uh-oh,
thing.
they didn't give the wrong person.
Drivers.
I'm going to guess he probably keyed up and they gave it to the last person that keyed.
For drivers that just need to stay out of trouble, and you can find yourself with a top 20, maybe even a top 15 finish.
Moved out of position.
Yeah, I think that's
before the
that's
start
going to be the
finish line
key
of
for,
last
especially for
restart.
those guys. Just stay out of trouble, see what you can get. Don't
Oh.
be overly aggressive. And right now,
What?
Can you hear race control?
they're gonna have some
He moved
No.
out of
going
position
out
before
back
the
there.
start-finish line.
Watch out for, but
Ah,
right now,
You got to stay two by two to cross the line.
out of trouble.
Guy.
Is where they'll end up.
Also saw moving up Chris Stevens given an EOL penalty. The 14 will be sent to the end of the line again. A little bit of aggressive driving hits the 14, and they'll now try to get
All
back
right,
into
man,
the
we're going
fight.
green next
all right. So I guess you
man, line
sound,
up on the
if that's
inside
the
row.
rule, you might have got away with one.
EOL penalty. You had the initial one that started the race off, and now
See if I can play a little bit safer here.
up front they're stacking.
All right.
Pace car.
The stage win is a little hard to
Trevor, we
get from right now, but I can definitely put a car in the wall.
Less than 25 before the stage is done. Only those top 10 drivers get bonus points. What do you
Might
think
just
of
back off and try to go for the overall win.
Already had 3 very quick back-to-back cautions.
I want to say that they're going to calm down a little bit, but I mean, we just saw 3 wide racing.
All right, sir.
For that
Third in line on the bottom. Leader again, Travis Stark chose the outside line. Kind of worked for him last time.
Guys, hopefully it's hey, let's just kind of ride in line.
I'm glad that the 99 is up there because he was absolutely full send into the corners.
Go back racing.
Stacked up, ready to go. Entry turn number 3. It's going to be Travis Dart, Ross Tatum. They've been in the front row for every start and the launch. Dart got the pole and open to lead the most laps, get a win, and be only the second driver 3 times they've ran here to be in a victory lane. And Dart, great launch, a little bit of a wiggle move, but the inside did
2-4 outside, plenty of room.
The 99 now has a great
Clear behind him.
They'll try to make this pass on Ross Tatum, but Tatum aggressively enters, finds the extra grip, gets pinched by the 99.
12 looking low.
Falling into the fight as he's trying to get the bump to our leader.
Yeah, into the fight, but I think the 26 and Travis Dart might be struggling just a little bit as he kind of held up Brandon Colley there out of 1 and 2, but a good run off the top out of 3 and 4 for Travis. Clears the 21 of Ross Tatum, but it's going to be down here to 1 and 2. Can he get a good launch out of 2? Can Colley pinch the 21 and clear him? Is that battle for second still going to get up? But Colley with a little bit of a slip up, but he's going to have a better momentum here down the back straightaway.
And looming in 4th place, 32.
12 keeps looking low and going in, but he's got nothing for you on the launch.
Momentum and speed. It looks like Zach thinking about making the move. Colley's going to cover off that run. Instead, they'll stay in line in that top lane, and it's the 21 to Ross Tatum. No draft help, but luckily the straightaway's not long enough to worry about the draft. They'll stay side by side for the lead. Travis
Battle for the lead, 3 wide.
the nose ahead as they're draft
Back double wide.
in turn number 3.
Still has
Back 3.
but you can definitely tell that 26 was struggling for a little bit of grip here. Goes all the way up to that 3rd groove, though, gets a really good run. And here goes Brandon Colley with a crossover move, almost 3 wide down the front straightaway, but he's inside the
2 by 2 are the first 4.
turn number 1.
Tired settling behind the 26. Instead, the 26 might be helping the 99. Ross Tatum not even get the run that he wants, and they'll stay side by side again. But in that outside lane, yes, Dart is not getting the run through the interior center of the corner. But the exit has been so dominant that it's keeping the 26 in the fight. But the 99, first time we've seen really a bumper close to leading that lap. And here we go, Colley. This could be the lap that he can find that extra speed.
Yeah, get a good exit here out of 2. Might set him up for a potential pass here. Not
22 is just going to burn his stuff up behind you.
Alongside the 26 on that bottom groove, could really use a good run here through 3 and 4, but Travis Dart just has so much momentum on that top groove. Probably doing everything he can. Travis Dart's going to hold on to lead this lap.
So again, it's 26.
24 is pushing, or the 26, Travis Dart really pushing hard on that outside, trying to keep the 99 of Brandon Colley behind him.
Yeah, there's the 21 of Ross Tatum. Hoping to get a good enough run.
So the more he wears his stuff out, the more he's going to come back to you.
And the 26.
So keep consistent, keep running your line.
And Ross as well as keeping the speed. What a run by Travis Dart there.
What a defense by
88's outside.
the battle for second. Colley, Tatum. They're going to go
Door to door.
going through 1 and 2. Zach Hall just waiting to see where he can go, and not too far behind him. Sam, the man on the move right now. The 20.
You are clear 88, slide on up.
He's cleared everybody.
Good job.
5th place. He's starting to track down on top of him.
We got a couple of people that are really moving their way forward. Up 7 spots, Cameron Sarton in 5th, and he is wanting a win badly. The 24 has not won since season 3, and he's hoping to finally get back into victory lane. Going winless for 1 season is maddening for the 2-time champ. He does not want to go with
88 in the double deuce or side by side behind you, so you're going to be able to pull away.
slowly chipping away and having Brian McCann behind him, but also other drivers on the move. Robert Sherwood, the 22, we haven't talked about him most of the season. It's been a lot of, well, he's in the back, maybe he'll find some extra speed. He's now battling side by side for 7th place with Trey Jackson, and this grouping of drivers have been very close to making contact and almost bringing out a yellow, and we're going to see one. It might come from these drivers fighting to get inside the top 10.
Yeah, they've been beating and banging with one another. You got Sherwood, Jackson, Stitz, Will Bustler, Andrew Medlin's there, Joshua Altus is coming through there right now, Jacob Grant in the 19. I mean, they've been trading positions, trading paint all the way through the last couple of laps. It looks like Sherwood's finally going to clear the 88 of Jackson. Stitz is going to take it to the inside. Almost a little bit of contact between Altus and Bustler. They're going to be 3 wide with Medlin to the top out of turn number 2.
Andrew Medlin might have had a little bit of a destination in the grass after the contact with himself in the 8, but still showing strength. Also, driver watch out for that 94 on the inside. Joshua Altus, freshest tires out of anyone out on track. He pitted 13 laps ago. Rest of the field up front, still on the set they started off. The 94 showing some great grip on the inside lane.
Yeah, one of the few drivers with that grip, able to get the runs off the corner that he needs to get these passes done. Now side by side going to work with the 88 of Trey Jackson. Here comes the one of Will Bustler. Jackson looking like he's struggling. Medlin again going to go to that outside line. Again going to be 3 wide out of 4. This time they make it work. Enough room given. Jackson squeezing the one of Will Bustler. Here comes the 19 of Jacob Grant to the bottom as Jackson continues to free fall his way through the field.
Grant wasn't able to follow his teammate, but instead loved to follow the one. Very excited Andrew Medlin loved that Trey Jackson was holding off the one machine because it gave the 12 the space to move in to that 10th place position. As right on board the one of Will Bustler, you just see how chaotic one bad mistake could get you in some massive trouble. Drivers are trying to keep themselves out of as much trouble as possible. Another driver with fresh rubber in the mix. 42 of Cole Sacchetti. It's that third car on the outside, but you can see visibly that front no.
All single file now up to the lead.
Even with fresh rubber, not really.
You've got just about a full second over E7. Chris sits.
Yeah, you just got to be careful, be patient. I think you get that a little bit from that big wreck that we had down in 1 and 2, but definitely working his way up to the field, trying to get this track position for himself. He's doing battle with the 5 there of John Dart. John gets a little bit tight, almost gets up into the side of the 42 of Cole, but Cole just continues to slowly pick away. He's got Alex Jones in the 45 in front of him, Trey Jackson out of the bottom after getting passed by Will Bustler and Jacob Grant. So this might hold up the 42 just a little bit as Alex Jones is going to go by on the outside.
Well, got to see there.
Hey, Nathan. Yeah, this is fixed.
19th position. Everyone.
Leader's last lap, 24.94. Yours was 24.96, so still right there with him.
In the 12, everyone's trying to run him down if they can to get that bonus point, which can be so crucial for these drivers. And
from 9th on back, are into 25s already.
Solid night so far.
Working lap 47.
All the other struggles from other drivers running in that on the Throttle Prop podcast, the 77 machine, and a great podcast. We'll go listen.
God behind me's killing it off that hotline.
Racing
Yeah.
series. That's stuff clear moving forward. Pick and choose. Driver going backwards. Trey Jackson really struggling. In that
Let me see something here right quick.
Yeah, I think Trey just used up his tires a little bit too early on there at the beginning of the race. You can just
Guy two cars back.
now
He pit on lap 27 with the caution, so he's going to be the first one on tires, and then Cole Sachet behind him.
his
But yeah,
these guys.
Chris Stitz, he was just a second back from you, so he's trying to pick it up,
just
but you've got him on exit.
15.
He's going to have to find a line around you.
Trying to keep as much of an advantage if possible. As this group's got coming up to 6th
Throwing it low.
to go when Travis Stark crosses the line. The 26th looking strong here this evening. And what a
Clear.
change up from last season to this season. Travis Dart, usually we would say, hey, he might get the pole, he might only hold that lead position for maybe the first 10 to 15 laps at most. This season, though, complete change.
Guys in the front starting to come back to you.
6 laps to go.
Yeah, it's been a complete 180, and we talked to him a couple weeks ago, and he mentioned that when he was tired of hearing us say, hey, he's going to be quick for a couple laps and fade through the field. So it looks like Travis definitely
You are the only one still in the 24s.
those long runs, and maybe just be much more comfortable with the Xfinity car as he continues to hold off Ross Tatum and Zach Allen, those guys.
I mean, holding off Ross Tatum, especially with the early aggression that anyone was showing, that is a
Even the guy that came down on lap 27 for poor brand new tires is hitting 24 flats, or 25 flats.
He's a fabulous run behind that 26 machine. 5, make it down 4 laps to go in our stage. Top 10 drivers going to be finding them.
You are the fastest car right now among the top 7.
Win the stage, get 10 bonus points. Second gets 9. It continues to dwindle down a point each position until you get to 10th place, where they only get 1 bonus point. But that could be the make or break if you're going to be making the playoffs later on in the season. You've seen in other championship runs where it's come down to a tie.
There you go, 25 flats.
That can find you into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, every point's going to be crucial, especially kind of with the ups and downs we've seen some guys have through the last couple of weeks with these big incidents. You never know when those points could come into play for these guys, so every position does count here as they come to the end of the stage.
End of the stage for these drivers comes into
Getting bigger and bigger in the windshield.
for the 26 of Travis Dart. Done a great job holding off, and even
So that Chris guy just burned his tires off to get to me, and then he dropped.
race controls.
Yep.
It road is closed.
I knew something was going on when he was a second, then all of a sudden he was 2 tenths behind you.
Flag as Dart continues to lead the way. The battling for 10th place is underway as well. Andrew Medlin, Cole Sketty are bouncing back and forth. Cole Sketty, pressure tires on the inside.
All right, coming to the end of the stage.
Well, for the 12, but looks to be exit turn 4. Fighting right on the back once again is Andrew Medlin.
Yeah, Medlin just has to stay side by side with Cole Sacchetti and get that run.
Working P6.
They got Rob Sherwood in the 22 right there that could kind of check everybody up. Sherwood, Sacchetti, they're going to be door to door. A little bit of contact made out of turn number 2 is battling for that 8th, 9th, and 10th position here in the stage. Heats up. Sherwood again going to pinch the 42. Here comes Medlin.
There you go, sir.
Also taking a look. Sacchetti's going to clear the 22 out of 4.
And they're waiting
So when it finally got to a bit of a long run, yeah, you were fastest.
Cole Sacchetti able to actually move up to 9th.
You were faster than Sarton. Definitely faster than the 17 behind you.
26, Travis Dart.
Yeah, doing really well.
The stage.
Yeah, I got it tuned for long run, so hopefully we get a long run here on this next one.
Flawless here
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's just up front in that clean air. And like we touched
It'd be hard to pass, though, once we get 30, 40 laps in.
Charges from Ross Tatum.
He's going down there and give the 24 a little bit of a door check. He won't mind.
Now we're going to come down.
Say, hey, remember me?
See if he can do it all over again.
And for some
That'll get him going.
Came to pit road. Joshua Altus, Cole Sketty moving up.
Make him abuse his tires.
In 9th position. For Altus, moving up 13 spots. Cole Sketty, remember, he didn't qualify because he had an EOL that he had to take.
All right, max speed on pit road without speeding. All the way to your pit. Good stop. Let the board hit your hood.
Damage. Cole Sketty, that track position was massive for taking those tires as everyone enters pit road.
Yeah, it's a great strategy call there from Cole. Gonna leave him one less set of tires though for the rest of the race. That could come back to hurt him, but right now, really use that to his advantage. He gets to flip the track position for himself.
As the field enters pit road, Travis Dart
Right here.
leading the way. Ross Tatum behind, Zach Hall in 3rd.
Wait.
Brandon Colley in 4th. Cameron Sarton in 5th. We'll talk to Travis Dart once they're done with their pit stops and get his thoughts for being the stage winner, but he overshoots his pit stall, and he might not be the leader after they exit pit road.
Go.
That just hurts to see right there. Did everything right in the stage. Get to your box. Now we're going to slide through, going to lose at least a couple of positions. Thankfully for Travis, though, has that first pit box, so it looks like he's only going to lose the 1 to Ross Tatum. But I mean, Sam, if he had a pit stall further back, he could have lost 2, maybe 3 or 4 positions.
Could have been losing a lot more, but like you said, able to at least salvage for himself. And it looks like 2 positions. Travis Dart will fall.
Dart overshot his pit box, so he lost a couple spots. He's going to restart P3. So it's going to be Tatum, Colley, Dart, Hall, and you.
Able to stay up front.
Good job picking up a spot, sir.
Cue up the 26th machine of Travis Dart. Travis, in the 26th machine, it's Sam and Trevor up the booth. You got us?
Yep, I do.
Well, you are the official stage winner here in Iowa. Man, how are you feeling? Because you looked super strong out there up front.
I feel really good. Messed up on pit road, overdrove my pit box, so gonna be starting 3rd here for the 2nd stage. But
Thank you. I'm fuel saving.
pretty good. I thought Ross had really good speed, and then all of a sudden he kind of dropped off a little bit. So I think at some point we kind of just evened out, and I was able to pull away from him a little bit. But I feel really good. Did a lot of the open races here when they were here at for officials, so have a lot of practice on this track.
I mean, Travis, was the clean air, do you feel like the clean air was that important, or just kind of running your own line and saving a little bit of tire was that what helped pull off Ross Tatum and those guys?
Clean air for sure. I think Ross had a little bit more speed at times, which I think I messed with, of course, with the dirty air and just kind of being in front of him, taking away his exactly preferred line. But I kind of...
Are they talking to Campbell? No, that's not Campbell. Never mind.
No, they're talking to Dart.
And did a little bit more out of 4. I feel like we were probably pretty similar in 1 and 2, but
Talking to him about the stage win.
Here so far tonight, I think.
Oh, Travis, we're going to have another pace lap before we get the 1 to go marker. But for yourself, how are you feeling about the track and the different lanes that we're seeing? I know you talked about diamonding your way through the corners. Are you kind of surprised?
Campbell made it back up to the 17th, looks like.
Lane choices there are going through the corners?
No. Like I said, I did a lot of official rate. 3 and 4 is so much fun because you can run anywhere in 3 and 4. 1 and 2, you have to stay in the bottom 2 lanes, but 3 and 4, you can run anywhere. And I was really excited for this race this season just because of that, because it should bring a lot of good racing.
Well, you've been making it exciting
All right,
up
man, we're
front.
going green
We hope
next
that you
time.
get back to that
All right,
lead
man, slide up
position.
on the inside
Congratulations
row.
as well on getting your second pole of the season, and we hope to be talking to you later on here, Travis.
Thank you, Ken.
Your team.
Awesome. Appreciate it, you guys.
Well, that is going to be the Ricky Bobby Motorsports driver of Travis Dart. Going to be starting in third place. Again,
And try not to wreck anybody again.
forcing the 26 to be back here.
First time I've done it this season.
His excitement and the preparation. This 26 might be the biggest threat to watch out for.
Yeah, I mean, he very well might be. He's, like you said, put in a lot of time.
Hopefully he doesn't have any teammates with a target on my back.
And who knows? I think right here on this restart, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble. We've seen the top be the preferred line, but with Ross Tatum taking that inside line as the leader, that might help out the 26 on this restart.
Well, there's your wall of the three
All right.
teams that we have. Got Travis Dart on the bottom right. Center is going to be Andrew Medlin. And it's Brian
All right,
McCann
man.
going to be on the
Eight
top.
cars in.
All throughout the field, set up and ready to go.
He's going.
Green Rock is
Good
going to
job,
be on
man.
the inside
Good
lane. Let's see how they can
Did a
handle
1
this restart.
minute
Stage
4,
racing is done. It's all about who can
0.483.
get the win. Pace car is off into the restart zone.
Seemed like the leader went as soon as the pace car hit the pit lane. He didn't wait at all.
That of Travis Dart didn't get the greatest of timing on that restart. That's going to allow Collie to clear it. Zach Hall in the 20 or the 32 is going to try to get clear, but Travis with a great run off the bottom, going to keep it side by side with Zach Hall and see if he can get clear of this 32 machine. The problem is, he's got nowhere to go. Now he's side by side with the 99 of Brandon Collie.
Not enough space is fit in between the two drivers. Finally, we'll find it as he slots in. Brian McCann in sixth position, trying to watch Chris Stitz. 17 now showing face for himself, up 8 spot from where he qualified. As we right on board with 8, get a sense of what it's like
there.
inside
Outside 17.
drivers through Iowa as the sun is starting
Still
to
there.
set. In those different lanes, Travis talked about it.
Clear
You've
low,
got
clear
so
low.
many
You
different
are clear low.
3, 4.
1794 now behind you.
It's hard.
You got the line.
He's in 3 different lines going through 3.
Good job.
You can use the top here to get around the 17 of Chris Stitz.
You might be a little bit behind.
In the middle.
Oh, let me make sure I'm caught up.
You can get a good launch. You're looking back out of the blue. You got that of Alta side by side with Stitz. Petty's there. Will Bustler there. And you see him fan out here through 3 and 4.
All right,
Everybody
man.
taking
You're
it.
back.
That's odd. We're saying it's live.
The best that they can currently, and they've been doing
Sorry
a
about
great
that.
job
Hard
in the middle
intern.
of the pack. Looking like you're going to see a wreck, but ultimately staying together for the majority of the field. But you're seeing the 8 trying to settle in, trying to get back, get past that ball. Those going to be the 2 main drivers to watch out when we look at future in the season in the playoffs. Andrew Medlin trying to make it into the playoffs this season, the 12. Had so many opportunities of great runs if you look back to season 4, but kind of caught up in self-sabotage at times, other drivers' mistakes. It's open tonight, continue with the top 10 finish, and you look at the Hornets nest, a few names that we've seen up front mixtured in here. Alex Jones on the outside, the 5 of John Dark, the 2 of Jonathan Woods, and Ken Campbell, all battling for that 14th, 13th position.
And just everybody's on top of one another. Jones is going to go for a crossover move here on the 5 of John Dart. He's going to look to the inside. Up in front of them, Sherwood to the inside of Cole Sacchetti. That of Ken Campbell side by side with Jonathan Woods in the 2. I mean, it's just side by side battling all over for these for this gaggle of cars. As everybody tries to find out, here Jacob Grant going to go to the inside of Cole Sacchetti, who looks like he might be struggling a little bit on that outside line. Give up
Pete, what view do you use to spot me from?
2 machines, so we'll have to see if he can fight back to the outside of that 19 machine going into turn number 1.
I was highly concerned for
I'm
Cole
sorry
Sacchetti.
about
We
that,
talked
David.
about
I
the
tried
front
to
nose
check out.
damage when he had the pressure
He
time.
may have went mute. I don't know.
Ripping his way forward, but that's because he had over a 30 lap advantage on tires, allowing
Yeah,
him
one
to be able
inside.
to attack it and be faster than other drivers just
Still
because of that
there.
extra grip. Now that he's
All
on
clear,
an
all
equal
clear.
footing with the tire
Hey, Mox, thanks for the light.
damage, looks to be hurting Cole, and he's now just trying to salvage at least a decent finish here tonight.
Yeah, just doing everything he can. I'm not sure how much that's hurting him.
Yeah,
Maybe
one
saving a
inside.
little bit of tire here,
3
saying
wide,
for
you're
this
in the middle.
in case it
Yeah,
goes
one outside.
a long green
2
flag
wide
run,
there.
but
Stay
definitely
low, there's a
giving
car
up a
on the high
couple
side.
spots that damage, like you said, might be hurting him enough.
Still
Here's
there.
the
Line.
45
All
Alex
clear,
Jones
all
gets
clear.
by and now
Outside.
settles in front of the 5 of John Dart, who's doing battle
Stay
with
low.
Jonathan Woods.
You're clear high.
Side
Clear
by
high.
side, John Dart has been very aggressive on this restart. Sometimes a little bit too aggressive. Trey Jackson has just been falling
one
backwards
outside.
quickly. The tire's been difficult for
Stay
the
low.
88, and as well other
One up high.
drivers in the field in extended
Still
time
there.
to get damage repair. Cameron
You're
Sargent
clear high.
didn't
Clear
feel
high.
confident with his damage that he had. 24.
I use the far chase and I'll rotate around it. I didn't realize I was coughing a little bit. I didn't realize that my mic was still muted. I apologize. But yeah, far chase, and I'll move the camera around.
Damage repaired, and it's going to be a long recovery road for that 24 machine, Sam. And again,
My stream was asking, thanks.
Gotcha. Yeah, no problem.
Sarton when he has the speed to compete up front.
It's just been a frustrating thing, but some drivers, they get into these motions.
That way I can see exactly what's going on way ahead of you, and I can pan around to see what's going on behind you as well.
Drive yourself and get into those self-sabotaging moments, and 24 certainly had those.
2-2 again, throwing it in.
And just trying to hold steady on where he's at.
Got him on the exit.
Driver damage at this current moment. And other drivers are getting frisky with one another up front, 14, 15 position, side by side. It's Cole Sacchetti once again dealing with the damage, but still holding off drivers and enforcing the issue. Ken Campbell's been trying to go 3 wide on the outside, but just hasn't had momentum on the corner to make that work yet over the 42. Now going to be side by side with John Dart. Ken Campbell up to 14.
Yeah, just moving his way forward, and they got stacked up on top of one another a couple laps ago when Alex Jones got to the outside wall, coming down the front straightaway, and stacked everybody up. I thought they were
Top 2 are absolutely scooting away with all this traffic right in front of you.
continues that recovery run after
They're 2+ ahead of third place.
spinning through the infield. Campbell trying to slowly work his way back up there in the top 10.
And
Just doing what I practice, trying to save tire.
Yep,
But man, they really have taken off.
Get by
Yeah.
Hall, Brandon Colley, the 94 made
Yep.
the pass.
You got
But
one
how long
outside.
can he
All
hold
clear,
on?
all clear.
The speedy driver is Zach Hall, who's had one of his better runs of the season. Talk to Zach again. I was
I think around like lap 20 is when I start to shine.
so
Yeah.
unsure about the
Oh yeah, the last
one
green
inside.
flag run,
Still there.
you're definitely faster than anybody else around you.
And has skyrocketed.
Still there.
They were hitting 25s a couple laps before you.
Won the championship.
24
Stay
inside,
high.
As you think about
trying to
Clear
get on
low,
the
clear low.
throttle. He's going to be able to clear you.
part-time driver when they were
Got the 19 behind you now.
right in, Sam, and won a couple races.
Let him eat him up.
His car, and to see him kind of have a slow start out the gate is a little bit surprising.
Yeah, and also we think back to the trends. I mean, you brought up a trend last season that was kind of bizarre. There was you would win, or after you would stop winning a race, it would take him 8 races to finally get back to victory lane. And we were trying to count what race that would be based off of last season's last win going into this season, and he still has a couple of more races to wait.
I'm just sitting here thinking we got to go 90 laps.
Based off
Yeah.
of the trends.
Yeah, I
got
think
one
based on
inside.
those trends,
Clear
P6 is
low,
already
clear
in
low.
the 25s.
New Hampshire is when Zach, we expect to see Zach Hall back in victory lane based on the trends. So we'll see if that holds true. I know he likes to say it's motivation for himself, but right now, back and forth position. So if it's motivating, he's gonna have to find some extra gear in that 32 machine here tonight.
If that's post New Hampshire, that is going to be into the next month of September at Spa. It's the next time we're expecting Zach to win. Tonight at Iowa. Next week, the driver will be at
Deleted
Homestead, and the week after that is when they're be at New
24.806.
Hampshire, and then Spa. And a very interesting road course you don't get to see very often in the Xfinity car nor in any of the NASCAR vehicles. It'll be a fun one, September 5th. Don't want to miss it. We'll be here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting, and we look through a wider point of view. This group up front, top 10 drivers, a lot of them have been moving forward through the field. In the 12, Vander Medlin up 4 spots, qualified in 10, moving forward. But some of the bigger surprises.
There you go.
Robert Sherwood, this 22, a completely different swing from previous races that he's had this season. Qualified inside the top
19 looking low.
now inside of our top 10. It's great to
high.
see for a driver who's been qualifying most of the time outside of our top 20.
there.
It's
Should have him on exit.
in 20th to 25th position.
All
Yeah,
clear, all
it's
clear.
good to see and kind of a back to form from what we saw in season 3 when we were in the Xfinity car with him running up there with what was then at the time his teammate Joshua Altus. So
Need some clean air and a clean line.
out usually pretty quick up near the front. So nice to see Sherwood having essentially a recovery run for himself here tonight at Iowa.
Finding the confidence is always great to see, but he's got a very hungry Ryan McCann
22's holding you back.
for trying to move forward. The 8's been looking quick. Jake
Got one
Grant, another
outside.
driver that's been trying to just stay out of trouble,
there.
is the 19 machine. And the 17 of Chris. This just
There you go.
All
And clear.
clear, all
Good job.
clear.
looks like a great recovery run for drivers that were struggling these first 4 races of the season, who we know can be top contenders. We look at the strength of this field. There are about 15 drivers that you have a feeling have a chance for a good top 5 run at moments, but it needs that little bit of luck some of these drivers have been missing out on.
Yeah, just need a little bit of luck, and Well, hey, with a lot of these guys surviving the big wreck in 1 and 2, that luck could start here tonight with some good results.
You got by him and ran almost 2/10 faster than the guys in front of you.
Maybe get a little on Rob Sherwood. Grant can run just outside or just inside the top 10 to the top 15 all night long, trying to defend this 10th position right now from the 17 of Chris Stitz.
Chris Stitz fighting on back, and as well with the tires starting to fall off. Everyone's starting to plateau. Even we're seeing the likes of too close to Kenny get back.
You were faster than the leader that lap.
But even with the damage on the front nose,
got one outside.
Slower.
You're clear high, clear high.
Pace as everyone else.
The leader just did a
17 bounces to the outside.
25.07.
Trying to get a better run. Gets to the quarter panel. And Chris Stitz, what a move on the outside. And Jake Grant just has to watch that pass made.
It's just a watch, and there's a little bit of lap traffic in the way. Jay Becker in the 10. Missing that front end. He's going to get up into the outside wall as he tries to get out of the way of our leaders, but looks like everybody's going to skate by. And Stitz now, after passing that of Jake and Grant, going to try to go up there and run down the 22 of Sherwood up in front of them. Altus still doing battle with the 99 Brandon Colley, but Altus, the Sam, looks like he's starting to fall back a little bit through this field. That high pace that he had at the start of this run, looking like it might hurt that 94 machine.
Yeah, and that aggressiveness, you knew at some point it was going to make a swing. These drivers have been one of the longer Great Black runs of this race so far. It's been a pleasure to watch these drivers, everything flowing, and in that transitional phase, we're not protecting your tires, and maybe we're expecting more cautions to balloon out. And that early aggression is now starting to backfire, and that's what the 94 is feeling at this time. Zach Hoffman will move up to third. Fourth goes to Brandon Colley. And the 94 about to be under fire from Andrew Medlin, Will Bustler, Brian McCann. And talk about those three drivers of Medlin, Bustler, McCann. McCann's the one I think can be very strong in the long run to watch out for. Medlin's been very aggressive on the outside. Will Bustler's been showing weakness at moments. The 8 is looked stable, letting everyone else just drive around, keeping very calm pace. Watch up at the 8 if we stay green for another 20 or so laps.
Yeah, just, lots of couple spots there on the start. That inside line on that restart got really checked up, and McCann just kind of let everybody go and running his own pace. So I'm going to be interested to see this run progresses. If he can make that ground back up, maybe save a little bit of tire, but right now, just in line behind Bustler, Medlin, Altus, but Altus definitely falling back through the field. He's in danger of giving up a spot here to Medlin, Will Bustler, and the 8 of Brian McCann.
I think if Medlin and Bustler, they're going to be able to get by Joshua Altus. Will Bustler seeing an opportunity and not waiting to give up on it. Every time Altus moves up, he is holding off the 12, which gives the 1 an opportunity on the entry of these corners, but again, not able to make the pass just yet. But movement up front, no pass for the lead. Our top 2 have completely gapped out from the rest of the field. Ross Tatum, track start, over 2.5 seconds ahead of our lead of the rest of the pack, but they have just caught up to the grouping of drivers that were caught up in that initial big one. And here we go, lap traffic movement for our leaders. They got to slice and dice and make their way through as our front 2 caught up in a very precarious spot.
Caution's out. Chris Melton and Chris Melton.
No, not necessarily one.
That screws my strategy up.
It's through there. It's going to caution.
And it's Christopher Melton going to be spun.
Let's find out what happened there.
3 as he's going to get into a very aggressive push on the entry, gets into the 10.
Came up and
ran over by
clipped somebody, and then somebody else clipped him when he was trying to check out. Very, very minor caution.
This yellow, which is kind of perfect.
Bring it back live.
It's close to the halfway marker, but here's where we're watching out. 93 of Melton.
Loses the 98 to go.
We're not expecting the extra slowness. Gets to the 93. Away they go, and that brings out caution here tonight. And this field, gotta say, Trevor, certainly going to be excited on what the rest of this race is going to bring. As everyone hits pit road, we're inching the halfway marker of this race, so we'll take our first commercial break here at Ricky Fast Broadcasting. Thanks for joining with us on your Tuesday night. You're watching the Full Send Racing Series and the Xfinity car at Iowa for the Iowa Corn 190, presented by Impact Sim Designs. Thanks for being with us. We will step away, but when we come back...
Oh, we were looking good on our tires, too.
All right, bud. Clear exit when you're ready.
All right, that's it. Go.
Ready, come. 17 outside.
Line up single file.
There you go. You're in front of the 17, behind the 1.
Damn wheel spin. Yeah, I thought you had me. I didn't time it right. Only 70 more win rounds to go.
That's going to put you right back where you were in P8. Let's
Nathan,
see,
tires were 91, 95 right side.
Everybody's 2 in fuel, or 4 in fuel rather.
That was on 35 some laps. And I was going to go the full tank. That's what I was planning on. Now that got screwed up.
Well, it may come down to what we talked about during practice to gain those seconds.
100%.
Yep.
But we still got to do 90 laps from here.
I'm gonna take the outside.
But I lost a lot of track position doing it, so it's hard to pass a car.
Why behind for fifth?
Who's the real winner?
This ain't gonna work. They make it last. Bumping and banging to the end. They're beating banging for the lead. Sora still with the shot.
Could just fight back for a position right here, burn my tires up like everybody else is doing, hope for another caution.
Line, here it comes. I know Carter gets run. It's gonna be that Nick Crumford. The 74 gets through somehow, and they just completely demolish one another. Diving down low, drifting up, trying to be the stealer. Here he comes, Cedric Hunter. He does it. He steals it.
But he somehow drove it in according to Reckon.
Oh, they wrecked!
All right,
They
man, we're going
wrecked
green
each
next
other!
time by.
The top
All right, man,
two
line up on
bounced
the outside
into
road
one
now.
another, just too much of side drifting off of, and they gotta be careful. Oh no, the 4 demolishes into 28.
As deep as we are right here, we might be dodging wrecks.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Full Send Racing Series. And the Xfinity car drivers have been just notified it's the half.
What do you mean they're calling another race?
Race at the Iowa Corn 190, presented by Impact Sim Designs. Welcome to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. If it's your first time here, welcome to the show. We cover 4 different leagues throughout the week, and if you'd like to subscribe,
Nah, it says Iowa on the wall.
when you hit that
Get
subscribe
ready.
button, hit the bell
All right,
notification.
bud, close on up.
So you're notified when we go live. Drivers.
Your 4th car on top.
As we're in position.
Oh yeah, they do commercials.
Grab start in the front 2. They've got first and second.
Ding, ding, ding.
Go.
Qualifying, and they've
All right,
been in the
man.
front 2
Halfway
all
this
night.
Caught the one sleeping. You're clear low when you want it.
As we're past halfway, let's find out.
So we
In the
just
restart
did a
zone,
1
we're
minute,
back to green flag action.
1.33.
As it's side by side per second now because Ross Tatum is gone.
Yeah, we'll see here if the 26 Travis Dart can clear the 99 Brand Collie. We saw how aggressive he
Sorry,
was
Steven.
on the
I got
last
it.
restart this time by.
One's throwing it high.
Able to
So far, still clear.
99 machine.
Hold on.
I got a little loose.
Yeah, I saw that.
By that of Brandon Collie.
Fresh tires, sir.
He and Ross Tatum have been the class of the field all night long. Zach Hall gets a little
Outside.
loose on the bottom line, trying to fend off his teammate at the field,
there.
Andrew Mellon, who goes up to 14.
94 out.
Andrew Medlin has
Still
been
there?
just
Hold your
chipping
line.
away
Clear high,
ever
clear
so
high.
slightly.
Absolutely
All
clear
right, man,
high.
caution
Knows
is
how to
out.
get in
Caution's
the
out.
lane.
Line up
Sam
single
C or
file.
J-Beck
Pit
right
road
back.
closed.
Freak Fast racing team knows how.
All right, you
Gonna
lose,
bring you up
use
to
a little bit of
P6. 2
tire there.
spots right there.
Sam Siegel.
I'll use a little bit of tire to get 2
This
spots.
one off the exit, turn 2.
Get to start on the outside again.
Already in the
That was probably best case scenario.
I think received a little bit of damage from that big wreck.
One hooked the other,
We can
and one trying to slow down. One didn't slow, and
pretty aggressive there.
That's all she wrote.
Having a little bit of move to the inside of 3 and 4 on our leader Ross Tatum, but pretty good restart there for the 99 teams. We take a look back and see what happened.
Well, Jake Becker, I don't know if this curse is just going to be on him all night long, but once again, tapped on the injury of turn 1, but comes down, collects into Sam Siegel. Cole Sacchetti also gets a little bit of piece of it, and around goes the 10 and the 55. As you're going to see here, entry in the corner, going to be seeing that of Dylan, 27. A little bit too quick on the entry. I think for Becker, thought he was going to have more space to turn down, didn't, and drift.
Can you look on my lap times and tell me what lap times we were running at the end of that 30-some lap stint?
Some slight help
Absolutely.
on the finish. Cole Sacchetti was not expecting to have to slow down in time, and it's three drivers collision, and away the 55 and the 10 goes,
High lane,
spinning
baby.
around
High lane,
and
baby.
bringing
Let's go.
out the most recent yellow.
And you want to talk about bad luck? Not only Jay Becker, but how about the 42 of Cole Sacchetti, Sam? I mean, going all the way back to Dover,
Car by.
it's just been kind of a free fall for Cole, just caught up in incidents really not of his making.
No, I mean, Cole, looking at the stats, it is the most bizarre.
25.206 on lap 55.
He's been a driver that's been unknown. He's
That
a
one might have been
championship
net code, yeah.
contender.
And then in the longer run, getting up to lap 91,
Top 6
90, 91 was 25.195.
Instead, coming into tonight, he's
So at the end of both,
down
pretty consistent.
points. He's still searching for some type of just
So track position is more important
get
than
himself into a fight. Currently
tires.
third in points, and with a run like this, he could
because with tires you would be turning the same lap time after 20.
Yeah, I mean,
So you would have to fight through a field of 37 to
struggle that he was having
in 20 laps.
with the nose damage, and now we're going to have a little bit more.
Or a
So
field of 7,
just,
depending on
he was trying to salvage
how far
it.
back you. Did you guys? Did you say field of 30 or 27? I wasn't quite sure what I
37.
heard. 37. Okay. Yeah. pretty much.
Of the day, it took out over
Because I was thinking, what if another caution comes out and, you know, we got 20, 30 laps on a set of tires? Do I go in and take a set?
for Wade and
If assuming they don't, do I take a set? And I don't think it'll be beneficial. I think I'll just be fighting my entire way to get back through the field.
Yeah. Not if they equal out after 20.
Not the nicest position to be, but at least he's out there on track.
If you were able to make up oodles of time in those 20 laps, like you're just wrapping the high side with no challenge, not coming up across any packs of cars that you're really struggling with, dirty air, and and all that. Yeah, but there's no way for sure you could do that.
Flag.
We're getting real close to being able to finish the race on this tank.
But we also
Save.
gives us time to give shout outs to the amazing sponsors that help out here at the Full Send Racing Series. Starting things off with Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. And would you like to be more enhanced in your viewing experience?
Everybody else is too.
Hearing sounds, why not feel the sounds with yourself getting a
Bunch of smart cookies in here.
Kicker.
I mean, the SOF has to be damn near 3K, if not better.
With your viewing
It says 2.6.
plug and
Yeah.
go with
So there you go.
videos, movies, shows. Butt Kicker has got you covered. And when you get your Butt Kicker, you might be wondering, what do you attach it to? Well, that's when you go over to Next Level Racing. Next Level Racing, racing rigs have you covered.
Not bad.
You can attach your Butt Kicker to
Not too shabby.
enhancement to feeling more immersed to your racing experience. And also for Next Level Racing, they got budgets that can help you all around. They've
Let
got
the
high-end
32
that are
car
built-in
by. All right,
rigs
man,
that
we're
are
going green
stable,
next time by.
place,
All right,
and
man,
go.
line up on
And
the
they've also
outside row
got
now.
portable, cheaper-end racing rigs that you can get. Or to go to nextlevelracing.com to check out their variety of racing rigs.
I saw Chris Wally put in that new rule about cars off pace after last night's race.
More efficient with your
Yeah, I saw that.
If you're trying to change setups, if you're trying to be an
I'm guessing you went back and watched the replay and you nearly rear-ended a couple people.
Studios today. Go check out on Instagram and Facebook.
Well, just that Gen 4 car in general, you know,
Just look into day-to-day.
there's such a speed difference between some people.
What your entertainment from a podcast, and that's where you head
Get
over
ready.
to Off the Throttle Podcast,
All right, bud.
the main podcast to help you get through your
One's closing up on you.
Spotify and any other spots you can listen to podcasts
All right, man.
on the Throttle
Race cars
Podcast.
in.
Thank you so much to all the amazing
Get ready.
Green
Go,
flag,
go, go.
green
I
flag.
was sleeping.
Back in
Reason
pit.
allow
Yeah.
The leader is to the
to
1
beat
minute.
That leader, he does not wait. As soon as the pace car hits the line, he's gone.
Green flag action, you got that. Brian McCann, Andrew Medlin, Travis Dart, gonna be your
94 low, one's looking,
as we're back to green flag action.
left rear.
Everybody getting up through the gears the best
Say
they
hi.
can. Probably going to be able to hold off and get that second position, but
One still looking.
big loser here on that bottom line. No loser.
Should have him off the line.
Spots on the 32.
Clear low,
Oh,
clear low.
Carly had another little look.
Falling in behind you.
Tatum gonna have to fall in line. Travis doing everything he
There
can.
you go.
Inside has a great run. Gonna be door to door for third place with
Stay
the
low.
12 of
There's a
Andrew
car on
Meth.
the high side.
You also can see all three different
There, hold the
styles.
line.
Brian
All right, man.
McCann,
Caution is out.
Caution's
Caution
out,
is
just
out.
as he got ahead of the
Line up, single
94.
file.
for a
Pit
full
road
arm
closed.
workout with the amount of force feedback
Cole, that was my
HG
fault. I
has.
checked
Allowed
up
him
to
to stay
them.
inside the top
Rugby.
10, but a quick
And
yellow
I-
comes
Back to P6.
you on the exit of turn
Cole
two.
Sichet behind you.
I'm sorry
Well,
about that.
is going to be fighting.
See what happened with him.
Spun around, and Cole Sicchetti, another victim to another wreck for the 42.
Cole had to check up. After the 101 checked up, and he got rear-ended by the 3. Went around,
Just
and yeah, that's all she wrote.
not his last couple of weeks, and hopefully
Pit
can
road
right
now
that
open.
ship when we get to next week's race.
I mean, next week, going to be hoping for it to be a different run, but here we go. Watch out. It's going to be the 101 of Philip Chavez and the 42 of Cole Sicchetti. Sicchetti already has a major front end damage, gets into the rear bumper of the
All right,
101.
let's take a look.
Auto clutch got me.
Just more taps, bang, bang.
All right, sim time is up to 8:45.
Slow
12-mile-per-hour winds, 76-degree air, 79 track. So staying pretty consistent. Actually, he's gone up a little bit.
A little bit of slip
Um,
around for the 42.
Should be coming down pretty soon.
Well, spin there. I mean, we saw him earlier at the front end damage. Now has the side damage. Now has no rear bumper cover, and hopefully, Sam, that's the last little bit of body work that we're going to see. That
Oh yeah, Derek. This started with 39 cars on this one.
It's been the 10 and
Got the lucky dog.
42
Let it
that have
by
been
on
the
the outside.
magnets of the incidences this evening. And they're hoping that
Competition is stiff too.
factor moving forward as more drivers enter pit road, going to get tires, fuel, damage repair as
A lot of them are real good at these short
Left up
tracks.
hand. Car by. He
some
had
have already used
position
up
when the yellow
3
flag
sets of
came out.
tires this evening. You got 4 to work with in pit
1,
road.
2,
My bad there, my bad
3,
there.
4 cars from the back, including the 2 that were part of that wreck, went down pit road.
From his sim racing team and
What are you trying to say, Derek?
racing side. It was a fun little challenge that was going on between the teams when they were running at Spa almost I think it's a month ago at this point. Whereas the 24 hours of Spa, whatever driver a part of that sim racing team ran and had the most incident points on average per lap had to run the Barbie scheme, and it was Brandon Colley that
I think we can make it on fuel.
of their endurance race. That team beat Zach Hulk,
Oh, thank you, Derek.
Brandon Colley, and Brian Johnson, as well as the 7 of Cedric Hunter is running out here tonight. And Trevor, I mean, it's always fun when you got sim racing teams and you throw out, as you see,
Aaron Smith's kicking our asses in that IROC league.
Barbie scheme here tonight.
He's run
it's
won the first 4 in a row.
taking part in a couple of those endurance races with the team. It's a lot of fun to take part and have that camaraderie, and just and make goofy bets like that.
What do you use? Sim apps or sim racing apps, or what do you use?
In race week in, week out, but he's doing the
Race Lab for the overlays and
I mean,
sim racing apps. Is it for the
he's up
pit road speed beeper?
to victory
Sure,
lane.
okay.
And sometimes you can turn what is supposed to be a joke of a scheme, kind of turn into your identity scheme
Pit road is
for
closed.
some people, and they're just known by it because it's so different from what other drivers run. But up front, Ross Tatum.
I think it's Race Lab. Is that the name of it, or Race App?
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Season 3 champion.
Race Lab and then sim racing apps.
This is going to be another victory.
Yeah, I use sim racing apps for the same thing.
Trying to win another short track this season, and
For the stream and all of that, I use SDK.
Yeah, I mean, looking,
And when I'm actually racing, I'll use sim racing apps.
Travis Start's gonna be mired back there in 4th place, but thankfully for Travis, gonna have that outside line on this restart. So might contend here a little bit more on this restart. But I mean, for Ross, I think if he can just get clear, hold off the challenge of Brandon Call.
All right, Ross Tatum is still the leader. He's been jumping
Here for the win.
like as soon as he's able
trying to
on these restarts.
of
So one more time round.
the Full Set Racing Series, currently ranked 4th with 7 career wins. If he wins here tonight, dude,
Let's see if I can't get a better
All right,
jump
man,
here.
we're going green.
12
Next time by.
Madeline,
All right, man.
Madeline.
Line up
If
on
he
the
finds
outside
himself
road
going to
now.
victory lane, he would be tied with 2nd most.
You got a
wins
better
in the
view of him this
series.
time. He's not up top.
Zach Hull, who
He chose the bottom side.
So the history.
Yeah, that messes me up too.
The one
Yeah.
driver we're missing is Cameron Sard, who has the most wins in the.
Wonder why he chose the bottom.
history books. He's got 14
That's a good question.
compared to the other drivers.
Brandon Colley in that 99, he's starting outside. He's been absolutely throwing it into the corners. But now that he's up front, he may not feel he has to do that anymore.
Series and
May run a more conservative line, a little bit more conservative getting into the corner.
class of the field and strength-wise,
Get ready.
better and better.
Gonna be coming back green, 111
Here tonight, if we see
out of 190.
victory lane, that would be another new winner.
Cars in.
Bulls and Racing Series. That
All right, buddy, you ready? Go, go, go.
Here, pace cars found
Good jump.
As you're watching the Iowa Corn 190 presented by Impact Sim Designs in the restart zone, and we're back to green flag action. Ross Tatum great launch, 99-12 side by side as they go down into turn number 1.
If not a great launch.
Oh, go low, 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 go lower. Hold on to it, hold on to it, hold on to it.
Big
Oh,
rack,
Ross,
check
don't
out,
get hit,
big
don't
rack,
get hit.
big rack.
Into the outside.
Ooh, stay.
21 out of the outside.
They're not giving you any room. Stay. Hold on.
Everyone.
Stay put, stay put. Back up, back up. Back up. Come on.
Carnage strikes
There you go. Good job.
here in Iowa.
Get your spot back.
Great.
Let me take a look at your front end because I think somebody might have swiped you a little bit.
Huge run.
Alright, I think it's fair
Added
to
two
say
for
we
Brandon
need
Colley.
to
I don't know if that car just
chill
snapped on him.
I don't know why he drove backwards for so long. Like, what was he hoping to gain by doing that?
I think
In this
I
race
don't
and
think
more
it's
cars
next
involved
this
in
time
Ay,
either. I
ay,
think the
ay.
majority of it's just
I mean, you had two separate ideas on how you were going to get around that
super
wreck.
aggressive.
Was,
Yeah, you got some damage on the nose.
when you see their colleague grazes the wall, ripping it down, clips the 21. The 21 tries to do a J-turn, just lets the 21 drift back. Colley, though, locks down the brakes.
Looks like it's also extending to your left front. Right front looks okay.
Sideways, gets contact in the 15, and as well others trying to slow down as the track narrows up. And oh, what a massive collision by
And I saw he's backwards, and I was like, well, maybe if I can get around him, but then they were stopping in front of me.
This car that's on board, I mean, that's two cars we've had.
And then I tried to hit my brake, and
22.
that didn't work.
Colley's car
Yeah.
was on board. I mean, three cars airborne tonight. It just
pretty lucky.
he's upside down.
He's barreling down the field, and Sam Siegel.
What do you got?
What did
55 optional.
react? The car's
Okay.
Just call the pace car up for me.
He's trying to get out of
Will
the way. He gets around it, but I mean, there's just nothing you can do. I mean, you can see the parking lot at the bottom of.
Oh, and he
I
sticks
think
it
the majority of that
on
is
all four.
screwed
On
down
all
there.
fours, let's go. I mean, you can see the parking lot.
Coming.
Valenti
Go.
down there stopped. The three of Ryan Lynch's stopped.
That's it,
And for Ross, I mean, he did what I think he thought was a good idea. We saw Colley when he gets on the brakes. And you can see it right here, Sam. He's got so much momentum. Just gets a little loose, gets the wall,
Yeah, I
flips
think
the
I
21.
like 1,000
But for Ross
times
Tatum,
I've
it's
got hit
I'm going to go
off that
backward. Try to.
He just.
We're
I
done.
mean, I get what he's trying to do, but you have to slow down so much more if you're planning on doing a J-turn in front of the whole
Do I
entire
have a
field.
book, by the way?
And it did not work out as he
No, you
goes
don't.
up in the outside wall, comes back, ricochets,
Haven't had
and
one for a while.
collecting more drivers. A bizarre wreck
Who needs
to have.
I mean, just.
Pace car's going into 3.
Bizarre. I don't really know what
I
to
do
say.
talk low,
We've got.
although I
it
kind
just,
of wins it.
it's
I
just
think it's
unfortunate. I
damage
mean,
enough
everybody's
that.
trying to do everything they can. As well as this is on board with Rob Sherwood. You can see everybody darting around in front of him. He gets into the back of John Dark, gets clipped, gets bounced up in the air,
Like
gets
I
bounced
said,
off
let's
four.
go. Let's get 5 laps
We're on
until
all
we're
four
on, and
tires.
then it should
McCann's
turn into a
around
long run,
13 into the
hopefully.
outside wall. We're
Get
through.
Coming to the
little bit.
stripe in 3,
Heavy damage.
2,
22. You see the
1 at the start stripe.
Whew.
All right,
Catch your
that's
breath,
it. Go.
Sam.
Was nasty. That wreck and
Line up, single file.
Brandon
Catch it
Colley.
up.
Can I get another one?
With required, with all of that
You
car.
should be able to yeah, you should be able to, yeah.
Prepared, but surprisingly, what could have been a lot.
They're just now at the exit of pit road.
Driver might be calling it a night after that incident.
I mean, it could have been worse. Hey, we've seen
Big
damaged
red jet down
cars
the front
have good
bumper.
performances, and you never know if we get another
Middle of back.
massive incident.
like
it could really shake things up. I mean, I'm looking at the running order.
Gotcha,
Chris
thank you.
Stevens, even with the damage, I think he's still up there in 8th. Tyler Thomas, Tony Brent,
In 3.
I mean, Cedric.
So damn close to 8, 10th mile track.
20s all night long after he was involved in the first big wreck. Now up there almost
Middle of 3 and 4.
18 on back, all just came into pit road, get service done of some sort.
In 4.
A large amount just came into pit road to get some tires done.
At the start stripe in 5.
Drivers are even over the radio.
No, I
saying,
agree.
hey, I'm
I
not
Three,
the track, I'm pitted.
2,
I'm
1.
sorry to feel the damage.
At the line.
I think it just
But it's a little bit too late to try to pull it in pit road because we're stacking up about to go
All right,
green.
man, we're going green.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to just wait maybe for the next caution. Come down under green. I mean, I just don't know what they're going to end up doing here, but I mean, it's really shaking up their
All right, so
heavy favorites. Now it's only Medlin as our race leader with Travis Dart to his inside, and it's going to be Zach Hall, Will Bustler up there inside the top 5 for himself, Chris Stitz, Joshua Altis going to be our top 6. I mean, that really shook up the top running order.
I mean, Cameron Sarn out of nowhere.
working. You're going to go back green. 117 or 118 of 190.
Just piled into that wreck.
Switch this back around.
Front of damage, but it's still
Yeah, we're going to go back green 117.
in 11. He's got no front clipping. He's out there inside our top 15. We talked about, hey, you might not have the cleanest vehicle at the end of the night. With the way that this race is ballooned into so many wrecks, you might just have to salvage what you got, and you can come away with a top 10 finish. But up front,
Leader's going now.
and Andrew Medlin get the launch that's needed. Pace car into pit road. And here we go. Another driver getting a chance to lead the restart. And it's a good one for Andrew Medlin as Travis Zard did not get rolling for the 26.
Yeah, didn't have the greatest.
Oh, I called that mess that you got into at Dover, Hornet's Nest. Now you really got one.
See if Travis can get a good run here off the bottom. I mean, this has been a strong suit on that bottom line, on these restarts. Been able to be aggressive, and you see a little bit of order from Chris Sitz to the outside of Zach Hall. Then Travis has been able to be aggressive and hold off these fights, but continue to be able to clear the one of Bustler. Bustler is going to get that run off the top groove. Come on, man. Hang on to that second position for now.
Well, Bustler, we've been talking about the last couple of races. Qualifying has been the strength, but can he find the pure speed to get himself up front? Currently, the one is showing. Survival has gotten him into this position to be inside our top 3 and trying to bend Travis Dart.
Thought I was clear, and then
One of
I
the most
was
consistent drivers
Taking it 3.
stayed inside our top 3 all
6 backed out of it.
again. And luckily was gifted there as the one gets
10 outside.
Still there.
Yeah,
All
got that
clear.
Clear
all clear.
10.
This
Clear up.
bad news for the 12 of Andrew Medlin. I mean,
Going up on a 4.
You're
was
clear
able to
high,
keep up with
clear
Ross
high.
Tatum in that one green flag run. You know,
Clear the 4. Getting right into 3.
this was right there with him the entire
Got him
time.
bottom 3 wide.
So this might be
Outside.
bad news for
Two
the rest of
wide
the field.
there.
If Travis can get around
Back
the
2. 13 way up high.
check out from this.
Middle line
All
clear.
All
If
clear.
12 can hold off. We've seen how
Top line clear.
this is once somebody's in the lead. So
Still clear up high.
Got one
also
inside.
is a huge dive past the 17 to Chris
Still
Stitz
there.
for that
Hold
good
the line.
position going into turn number 1.
77 low.
No, it's quick
there.
on the
Hold
short
the line.
runs, trying to continue.
Spin into the corner. Still clear.
That
Outside.
last time, 3 and 4 was so
There you go.
You're
Dig,
clear
dig,
high,
dig.
clear high.
low through 3 and
Outside.
4, while everyone else
55
Still there.
outside.
Hold your
will
line.
try another chance.
Across the line.
That outside
Stay low.
lane.
Just 1 outside.
Got 70
Clear 14. Clear high.
All clear, all clear.
here tonight, and it's Andrew
77 in front.
playing for himself.
Making great time. Fastest car out there.
In line, all within about 2 seconds of one another.
Yeah, I mean, just, you can just tell with
The lead
everybody
did a 24.
you know, dealing with
77 a little loose. Side by side.
build out our top
Stay low.
7 all within, you know, that allowed us
All
Clear
clear,
high.
all clear.
from one another. And then after that, it's another second back to Tyler Thomas. And I mean, a race
Any line you want, yours.
it's turning into, Sam, it looks like that if Sarton had a little bit of look to the inside of Chris Stitz, but nothing there. Our top 5 starting to pull away now from the 94 Valtis and the guys behind him.
Yeah, I mean, our top 7 are going to be just completely leaps and
Driving like a man possessed.
Got
really
one
the
outside.
carnage I'm concerned about is from
One out.
There's a car on the high
back.
side. Got
See
the bottom 3
drivers
wide.
that
3 wide on the bottom.
Got one
with as much
outside.
damage
2
or
wide
Hold on.
there.
higher strategy.
All right, you're good. Clear high.
Back out field.
Got one inside.
77 looking low.
Ryan McCann trying to force it
Still
3
there.
wide. He's got Melton who puts a real aggressive pitch.
77 still
Stay
low.
high.
2.
Car on the low
1
side.
lane.
Hold up now. Losing speed. Duff's going to be in the mix. Chavez
Stay high.
is really
There's the car
aggressive
on
on
the low
entry.
side.
These
Clear low,
drivers,
clear low.
each time they enter the corner, so different on how they're entering.
Any line you want, yours.
Small mistake. We've seen someone get spun
Got
around
one
in an
outside.
instant.
Yeah, I mean, we've got
1 out.
Stay low.
drivers
There's the
getting
car
a
on the
little
high
bit too
side.
deep into one,
Stay low.
sliding up into the car on their outside.
Still 1 out.
Really good aggressive move is going to do
Stay low.
slide job on the 93.
All clear,
and
all
hold on.
clear up.
That allows the aid of McCann to come in, get that spot as well. And Bill Chavez being really aggressive now. He's going to look to the outside and see if he can get a position here on the 3 of Ryan Lynch.
Trying their best. How do you get by 3? No front flip. Well, you just get the better launch, throw it down low, and make a pass like that. The 101. Great move for himself. You're seeing others that had to avoid some of the carnage.
Outside.
A little bit of scrapes here and there. Others
low.
He's going to have to check up, keep that line.
These are drivers.
There you go.
Top 20.
You're
They're
clear
just trying to
Clear
push
up.
along the best that they can. Jay Beckard's still out on track, and he's doing his best to stay out there and just get the best run.
3 in the rear view, that puts you up to P15.
A lot of issues.
Keep clicking them off.
Just figure out a placement where you can stay alive.
Inside.
Get up there, but taking the lead position.
Left front.
26.
Inside.
Start.
All
Fine.
clear, all
And
clear.
Clearly and completely got the pass.
26.
Got that pass down to Andrew Medley. Now the question is, can
Way to back that up.
with this 26 machine, or will he drive away in that clean air? And Medlin just trying to see what he can do, stay in touch. I mean, they've already pulled out about a second and a half of gap back to the 1 of Bill Buster, 32 of Zach Hall, as those two have pulled away. And looks like
There you go.
last time, so 26 might continue to just pull away.
Travis Starr trying to get himself a big win. You beat his second.
1 out, clear
All
up.
clear, all clear.
Full-set racing series out of his town county tonight. 73 starts. His first ever win was back in season 1 at Las Vegas. Since then, it has been potential chances of win.
There you go.
Without a doubt.
All
Clear
clear,
low.
all clear.
But he's been
Outside.
finding the consistency.
Stay low.
And the 26, he's in a spot. If
All
this
clear,
race
all
stays
clear.
green,
Clear up.
who knows? Victory Lane could be calling the 26 machine.
Hell of a run through, sir. Keep it going.
Speed that he's had all night tonight. Started on
Mowing them down. P13.
the first stage. I mean, led the first opening 55 laps of this race. Had a really good battle there with Ross Tatum before that flurry of cautions that we had
60 laps to go.
in air. I mean, I think barring a giant mistake, maybe
Thank you.
this could be Travis Start's night.
And do you have a report for drivers back out in the field? The 2 of Jonathan Woods has had pulled in.
Leader's last lap time, 24.77. Yours, 24.84. So that damage is doing nothing to your nose, Brian. You got this.
Well, major issues. The 21 has called it a night for himself, and just too much damage building up. And we might be, that's going to be a trend that we can see as the night progresses of drivers that have had a lot of
You're clear high.
damage.
Clear high.
That engine could expire at any moment, as you see.
Another one in the rear view.
3 wide, now turned into 2 wide. William seeing that of Dump and Sketty side by side with one another for 17.
1.9 up to the next driver.
Around cars that are equally as damaging as him, trying to move his way back up through the field, salvage something for him.
And just like that, it's 1.6. Come on.
And the 77, who's having a good run for himself, up 12 spots from where he started. I mean, even Chris Melton, he's surviving the carnage of 21 spots for that 93 machine, make it 20 spots. As Cole Skinny's going to go around on the
That's right, Nathan.
Continue his march forward here, almost
7/10 faster than the car in front last lap.
We saw this last week. Michigan Melton was inside of the top 15. Thought that he was going to have a great run, and then late in the race, he got caught up with drivers bouncing into one another and kind of threw away his night. Here's one of the Texas speed drivers that's been fighting and flying all night long. Dalton Alexander caught up in the big one, forced him all the way back in around 30th position. He's been hovering around 25th to 30th all night long. That most recent big one.
Let the leaders do those 25s. You stay in the 24s.
Got the repairs done. 37. Dalton Alexander looking for a solid night for the part-time driver this season.
Yeah, looking for a solid top 20 finish for himself. Maybe a top 15 if there's a little bit more carnage in front of him later on.
7/10.
The 42 of Polsa Ketty by.
3/10 faster than the next.
Pretty well behind this 42 machine, building a little bit of the gap to the 93 of Chris Melton, William Duff, and the wounded Ryan Lynch machine behind him. But, just a nice quiet run for Dalton Alexander in that 37 here tonight.
And in front of the going to be 37 again, full scat, even a 14. Talk about some drivers, no front flip. Well, Christopher Norris was one of those, but battle between the 7 of Cedric Hunter, Jake
You ever seen having to turn right to go left?
the 19, completely riddled with damage. Slight front end damage for the 7. Mainly it's in the rear end and in the side. Running well inside the top 10, minimizing those damages, able to spend time in pit road to get the repairs done. And now with a chance to get by Chris Stitz, who's looking to show a little bit of weakness here as these laps continue to tick away.
Yeah, Stitz just hasn't looked comfortable in this car. On these last couple of restarts and runs, falling back through the field and for the
E12, picking them off.
to the inside, gonna lose a little bit of momentum and spots in Jacob Grant, who I'm gonna say been running inside the top 10.
You are consistently a tenth or more better than the car in front.
Himself through that wreck, that giant wreck through 3 and 4, a little bit of rear end damage out of it, but pretty much kind of unscathed. And that Maintain Machine continues his march forward after getting past the 7 there, Cedric Hunter.
There you go, close up.
Head on getting extra damage that is don't want to have to deal with later on in these races. The 2, Jonathan Woods, whose engine expires, he is now officially called it a night. He's not going to get those repairs done, get back down on track. He's just going to settle back in 35th position.
There you go, back it up. Tap the brakes, set the nose, get on the throttle.
For way this night has been for Cameron Sard. Top 10, potentially a top 5. You'll take that if you're the 24 machine.
Yeah, I think he'll take that and be happy with it. Maybe a little bit disappointed in yet another night where he looked like he had space and then just, had speed and then just a self-inflicted wound for himself as we move up. Zach Hall going to battle with Will Bustler, Andrew Medlin, who's fallen off about a second and a half from our race leader, Travis Start. These three wide battles, second, third, and fourth with one of
Leader 25.328, you at 25.19. 2/10 faster than the leader.
Can to hold on that outside line, but I get held up here by the 12 with Andrew Medlin.
I can get around this guy.
I know it.
We're entering as well as they're closing in on lap traffic. It's going to be the 14 of Chris Stevens. It's going to stay high, and it's going to be a quick squeeze off the exit of turn 4 is the one putting the pinch 3 wide. Here, the one did not get the exit that he wanted, but enough speed off the exit run to keep the one ahead. Let's continue to keep it 3 wide for 3rd place, and as they continue to keep at this rate, Travis Start built up the lead almost a second and a half, even with making passes over lap traffic. It's Andrew Medlin is looking pretty quick. I mean, this 3 drivers you see on screen, they are closing in on Dart as this run progresses forward. The last lap wasn't able to do so, but lap traffic is helping the group of 3 here.
Yeah, it's going to help them a little bit close in. I was looking at the lap times that time before that. It was Medlin with about a 2/10 advantage over that of Travis Start this time by. It was about 2/10 the other way around as each one of them has to work through the respective lap traffic. Bustler finally able to get that move done on the 32 of Zach Hall. We're on board here with Travis. You can see the lap traffic in front of him. Look at the 44 of Malechka's up there. Sure, the other 2
Taking your line away at every turn.
26 has got to work his way through here, starting with the 39. Actually,
All right, he's going to guide you past Tony Brandt.
It's going to be Doug.
Can't take it with him.
As well as Malechka 44.
He opened the hole, fill the gap too.
Outside.
And Nick Collins.
There you go.
And then
Good
Still
run.
there. You're clear high. Clear high.
P11.
13 to then the 88, of Trey Jackson. So a couple of lap cars, they're at least staying civil. I think that's the one thing you give to these lap cars. For some of them, it's another week of dealing with heavily damaged vehicles. Saw it last week at Michigan, see the big hits that
They'll be able to make a highlight reel after the way you came through the field.
positioning in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. This is a chance to gain positions or lose as the one stays low in Medlin. Trap, pinch, 3 wide, but not for long as there's another
Another caution would be nice.
13 and
Yes, it would.
forced to go 3 wide.
yeah, and it
The
was
only thing is the entire field is really spread out. But yeah, a caution would be great.
off the one of Will Bustler, and this all started with the 27 of Peter Dillon down the front straightaway. Medlin almost got into the back of him, having to try to figure out where he wanted to go.
25.251, 25.251,
Here's the next one, and then
258.
guys to work their way through, and that's actually 1194
We're
Joshua
talking thousands here.
Cameron starting to close in on this battle with how much these guys have been battling and fighting through this lap traffic.
Closing and battling drivers that are from 21st on back are running anywhere from a second to a second and a half slower than our leader currently at this time, just showing it's more of a nutrition of just staying alive, being out there, nutrition on
That time you were 2.5 tenths faster than the leader around at 50.
and just trying to win.
Outside. Keep it door.
Is everyone hoping
You got the preferred line. Throw it in.
All clear. All
Clear
clear.
high. Bring it on up. Yep, you checked up so not to get into your backside. You still got the momentum off.
takes time.
Position's yours. P10.
The track
You're in the
works
top.
out and now has a chance to fight up front as we're on board front bumper Zach Hall.
Yeah, I mean, just working that.
From 25th to the top 10.
I think last week in Michigan kind of fell back off there toward the end of the race, but see if it works out for the 94s.
And what's even better, you got all kinds of spots in front of you.
You know, Trey Jackson, he goes to the inside here of Will Bustle. That's the third line, I think, to make these passes. We've seen how hard it is to make passes on the bottom and how much of a momentum you can keep on that top and get
You ran a 29, leader ran a 27.
on his teammate.
So yeah, again, that damage on your front end, it means bupkis.
To go as Travis Dart trying to do what was done back in season 1 when they were in Xfinity car. Ken Campbell got the pole, led the most laps in a 1 at this of Iowa in 26. Got the pole and leading the most laps in
Got one outside.
If you look back,
Way to hold it down.
Still there.
14th position.
All
Travis
clear, all
Dart
clear.
forward, but I think the engine to tire ratio 38 starting to show that he's just in autopilot mode, making through 40 laps to go.
Yeah, just got passed by Cole Sacchetti. Has a pretty decent gap back to Philip Chavez. But, you know, the good news for Norris, without that front clip, the car's going to stay cool. Don't have to worry about the engine overheating. As when we look at Ken Campbell here in the 15, who
Need a yellow.
hasn't been able to climb back up through the field after that contact he made with Brian McCann.
John Bowtrack position is so crucial, and that one spin, battling for second, threw away any chance for Ken Campbell to have going for 3 in a row wins here in Iowa and be the sole winner of this track. Instead,
Got one
back here in
outside.
23rd place unless the yellow flag
Stay
comes
low,
out.
there's a
And
car on
less
the high
than 40
side.
laps to go. I think this might be the one and only
Stay
time
low.
we're going to
One
have
up.
to take a final commercial break of this evening.
You are clear.
Clear high.
Volkswagen Racing Series. These Xfinity cars been putting on show. We've had a couple of big ones, but now it's the final push. Who will win here at the Iowa Corn? 190 presented by Impact Systems.
I'd like to tell you those last 3 cars were for position. They were all lap down cars. Still sitting P10. You got, but the next car is for position. That's Cedric Hunter, 1.1 behind. Come on, caution. Come on, caution. There you go. Back in your rhythm. There you go. Faster than the leader yet again.
Who is the leader?
Travis Dart. Yep, Travis Dart, Zach Hall, Andrew Medlin, Will Bustler, and Cameron Sarton just took P5 away. That's right, 3 wide right ahead of you. That's going to slow them down a little bit.
The leader just did a 25.3.
You tied the leader's last lap. Two tenths faster than the next guy. Reeling them in, 1.1. There's Jacob Grant right in front of you, and that is for P9.
Got one outside. stay low. There's a car on the high side.
Oh, that's the 88.
All clear, all clear.
I gotta stop lying to you like that, I think.
All right, man.
I know what you meant. There it is.
Hey, there it is. Hey.
All
right, Jonathan. Sorry to scare the shit
Let's
out of you,
go.
buddy. That was a close one.
All right, P10, sir. Come on
I didn't
down.
know how big that gap was.
If you don't need fuel, don't take it. Keep the rear end light. Get it digging.
Pit road is now open.
I'm gonna take fuel.
Full tank?
Makes you looser.
Loose is fast and on the edge of out of control. No.
Heads up, 19. Car.
Oh yeah. If I get to start 10th here, we're willing it.
All right, close on up. Don't give him any extra room.
We are willing it.
Caution,
I
strike.
ain't even gonna change my brake bias.
Laps to go. The field hitting pit road as it was Dalton Alexander getting caught.
Caused me to wreck last time.
Good job, sir.
So what?
Decent run.
We'll do it again.
The 37 and 77 entering turn number 1. We've seen this the last couple of wrecks. Just the inside driver gets aggressive, tap, and away they go.
That's
And
it,
as
go.
they see the 37 spun around,
That's
Come on.
Make them left. The
19 lets you go. Wow, that's interesting.
gets slight contact between himself and the 3.
He checked up.
It goes around.
Must not have wanted the line.
Timing of this caution.
Yeah, he gets 10th. I get 9th.
The field now
Yeah.
coming to pit road, get 4 tires and fuel, and get
Bottom
back
side, slide up.
It's gonna be an interesting talking point, Trevor. We
Here we
were
go.
just talking about it under the commercial break before the yellow flag struck. Of can these drivers make it on fuel? Well, that goes out the window. We know they can make it from here.
Yeah, I mean, we were, like you said, talking about that at break.
Was this going to be a
About 100 left
35 lap run?
for our leaders.
Yeah, pretty
that
much.
will make it to the end from the last time they pit. And we were looking at drivers, you know, down there.
Or is that 25?
Top 10, out just outside the top 10, and Jacob Grant and Brian McCann, who had pit around lap 114.
Yeah,
as
25, yeah.
Maybe drivers to worry about if they could stay
I had
out.
to pull the laps back up.
But this
I might have could have took 2 tires there and got some track position.
little 30 lap or 28 lap shootout.
Kinda wish I did.
And with this,
But then would 4 is going to be king around you though?
Joshua Altus in the 94.
Yeah.
What were your lefts after that run?
But up
I mean,
96,
you were
94 on the left.
Really?
Andrew Medlin,
Yeah.
Joshua Altus will be your
You were
number
baking. Holy cow!
on Cameron Sard. Chris
76, 87 on the right.
9 is Jacob Grant and Tony Brent leading.
Yeah, you were moving through. There was no stopping you.
And they are going to be hoping for more carnage to strike to get up front and surprise.
Oh no, I'm 8th.
Maybe they can
Outside the line.
Cedric Hunter, who was running instead of the top.
Somebody else must have gone in.
Yellow flag came out.
Yeah.
He has to call it a night. Issues
Take
with
it
the
outside
7
here, Jack.
strikes under this yellow.
Not sure what happened to Cedric. Was looking for, I think,
Somebody missed the first time?
top 10 of the season, maybe
Let's see
second top
who's
10
on.
of the season, but
See, what is it? I want the
Who's in the
outside
pits?
maybe
going into 3
who's gonna take
and the inside going into 1.
run here tonight.
Now, can I remember that when I'm on the track
Make it
fighting and battling people?
A lot of drivers been getting a lot
Probably
of
not.
damage for
Let's
themselves.
see.
That's where I want to be at.
Get back mix. I think Cedric trying to get back.
The 22.
For first few laps, you can do the inside on.
Yeah, looks like
3 and 4.
22 went in.
Some drivers, VR dropping has caused some drivers to have to back out of the session, get back in, causing them to go multiple laps
Interesting.
down. You hate to see that.
Yeah, there ain't no tire saving going on after this.
It's gonna be 2 laps down.
Of course, they're all thinking the same thing in front of me.
All right, man, we're going
Cautions.
green next time.
And that's why I'm sitting in the position I'm in
Line up on the
now.
outside
The
road
lead
out.
Because the leader's wrecked, so
Yeah, drivers talking about them.
is it going to happen again?
6th of them back. What a selection of drivers.
The problem is if they wreck in front of me, I'm not going to be able to hit my brake.
Run or a surprise.
I got to remember
I
that.
gotta drop the amp.
I mean, and Jacob Grant, we've seen that 19 half speed just not having the luck in the finishes for himself. Having a great run up there in 9th. Tony Brent, our Daytona winner. I mean, we haven't talked much about him since Daytona.
It's probably because
Been
he was
caught
driving
in some
from a pace
issues
car.
for himself
There's a
throughout the
very
course of the
small
last couple of
margin for it.
weeks, having a great run inside the top 10. His teammate, Tyler Thomas, just right outside the top 10 as
Good
well.
cut of
Philip
contact.
Chavez sitting there. Colson, even with missing half his race car, is up there looking for maybe a finish here as well.
Get ready.
Who's the leader, inside or out?
Leader is Travis Dart. He's on the outside.
Who's going to win here tonight for the Iowa Corn 190% of
Ready?
The pace car's
Impact
in.
Sim
Ready?
Designs. You're just joining us now.
Go, go, go.
Flag,
What a
green
good
flag.
time to join. We've had two big ones
The lead
that have gone
is
collected
1
over
minute
20 vehicles
3.922.
combined. And will
Yeah,
they
one
be able to make
inside.
the
Very spread out on the high side.
now into the restart zone? Our pole sitter, the dominator of the night,
Clear
it's
low,
Travis
clear
Dart,
low.
already launching into T2, 3. Zach Call to the inside. Medlin's going to watch.
Yeah, a little loose. Fresh tires. Hold on a wait, hold on a wait, hold on a wait. Good job. Wreck behind you.
Be aggressive early on, trying to get into this 27.
That was close.
That'll make your heart go a little awry. Absolutely.
Going to be Melton on his roof on the backstretch.
I gotta remember that lap one is.
It is melting.
There's a car upside down on his roof.
Back straight away. I think that makes 4, Sam, 4 upside down cars that we've seen here tonight at Iowa.
And it was contact between 3 of Ryan Lynch and Melton. They were the 2 drivers that had issues coming to the end of the last incident. You see the 3
They're probably able to hold that looseness, but these wheel settings I got,
speed.
a little tougher.
Be careful as the 93 gets pushed down. Jay Becker trying to slide by, but it's Valechka giving the contact.
Yeah, Valechka just nowhere to go. I think that's the 5
I just heard somebody blow up.
there that might get into the side of the 93 as he tries to get mowed down. As you see the 27 of Pete Dillon go around.
Backing up.
What's the odds there's gonna be a caution fest for the next 30 laps?
That turtles the 93.
Hopefully not.
Just that little tap and upside down goes the 93. Sam Siegel in the 55 stopped Ryan Lynch in the 3.
Well, you're gonna get another shot at the high side.
Unfold right in front of him. The 37 of Alexander goes.
Hopefully that lap and a half will do something for you.
More interesting to watch on live viewing of live speed, not slow-mo. Kind of get a sense of
You had a message on the YouTube side said, "Ain't no blood flow going through those knuckles."
going left, right, and center, slowing down on the brakes. Tap, tap, tap. Oh, well, it's
None whatsoever.
around and let's get away from the accident. Wasn't there?
Yeah, it's always fun driving through like that.
Oh
It
yeah.
wasn't me.
When you can.
5 of John Dart. I promise I'm going to get out of here. And we're going to go fix this race.
A lot of those cars were damaged though.
Maybe get a position or 2. But definitely there in live speed, Sam, a little bit quicker speed there for the 37 to assist the 93 over onto his roof. And just like that, we'll reset, re-rack him. And hey, for Cedric Hunter back into his car, I believe. Actually, no, does not look like that issue resolved for himself. So he's going to be done for the night. I was thinking for Cedric, that quick caution could have helped him out, but it doesn't look like he had that issue resolved.
No, it doesn't. And Cedric just typed in the chat letting us know.
The 19 behind you has a whole ton of damage to the rear, so he's not gonna have anything for you once you get going.
VR allows you, if you don't know what that is, it's a virtual reality goggles.
It literally looks like he backed into a telephone pole.
You're actually in the cockpit. You look left, right, and it feels like you're actually in the vehicle. It gives you very good depth of field. But there's the downside of sometimes it just doesn't work. It sometimes just in the middle of the race will disconnect, and it's difficult for drivers to just see the races come to an end for some.
My eyes hurt. I wonder if I didn't blink that entire time.
Been doing a lot in start park at the beginning of the season.
Picking up
because of
again.
that he was running in a different league. He's trying to come back and run full time, make really a daring push to make the playoffs. At this point, might have to be a win to get into the playoffs if you're that 7 machine these first 5 races. It's just
Hope I had my mouth shut.
I just
Just had some tough
Sam,
luck.
you know what? Elon now.
These couple of races, he's been running full time, and hopefully for that 7 machine, we can see him bounce back next week. And
Dart looks like he's restarting on the outside again.
Hello.
other leagues, he has the speed to run up front.
How's the
Had
Philippine
that luck.
life?
We'll have to wait and see if he can get that. But Sam, Zach Hall, he looked aggressive there on that last restart. Will he get the job done on this one?
he's got to be open for it.
Glad you can tune in.
Laps to go, and with the field getting ready to get that one to go marker. Trevor, I was just looking at the numbers.
Doubt I can get a win, but
Had a lot of
we're definitely gonna try.
here tonight. Drivers that have been caught up in messes, that have had to hit multiple times to get repairs done. For some drivers, for leaders. They've only had to pit 3 times because they've been out of damage. They've been able to.
Of course, they could wreck each other and be back like a big Daytona, and I just sail through it.
8 of the 39 that started.
Yes, they could.
Just 3 times. Rest of the field have had to pit an extra time.
Have a good one.
To get repairs done.
All right, so it's going to be Dart, Bustler, Sarton, and then you on the high side, Hall, Medlin, Altus, and then
Those knowledge
the 19 Grant. I'm sorry, the 17 rather.
strategy calls.
Stitz rather, underneath you.
Leader still on the outside.
The leader's still on the high side, yes sir.
He's got to get a good jump, but I think he's got to defend that bottom line a little bit from the 32, and he's got to hope
All right, buddy, pace car's off.
can go to battle with the 32, maybe hold him up. It was Medlin and Zip.
Go.
Last time they went a little bit easy since some teammates.
Good job. Let's go.
His pace car pulls off.
Open for a good launch. We get to see the driver taking off, getting through the gears, a little bit of a shuffle. You can see the middle of the pack. Jacob Grant, major shunt all around. Polsaketty wasn't able to get rolling. But up front, 26, able to hold off Zach Hall and to run off the corner.
They're 3 wide right now for P number 2.
Instead,
19 again, he's got all kinds of damage. He's got nothing for you off the exit.
the third,
17, gonna try to pull underneath him.
snap 3 wide as they come out of the exit of turn 4.
Yeah, Bustler being aggressive was
17 outside.
Zach Hall not able to get it done.
He got a little loose. You're gonna stay at his side.
Did exactly what he needed to do. Went down and covered Zach Hall on that bottom line on the restart.
Still there.
That momentum. And now we're going to try to see if he can drive away. This is going to be a short run.
Dang it.
So,
He's got the run off. Clear high.
Bustler, he's looking to be aggressive. Same trying to close in on that 32 with Zach Hall. Cameron Sarton, the inside of the 94 of Joshua Altus. That's battle for 5th down the front straightaway.
Trying to make that pass as possible with these drivers recognizing, hey, go
17 to go, sir. Caution's out.
position you can, but also
We might just end up like this.
right at the end of this law, I'll take that.
Might.
We'll talk about strategy later.
This is
Caution
very
flag
fun.
is out. Ted Campbell.
Everybody's driving as hard as they can. And I don't know. I don't know how far I can go.
Another one of those drivers where just a bad night continues to get worse.
You get another jump like that, you'll be all right.
Last cautions. Well.
Yeah, the inside line piled up on top of each other.
Yeah.
Looks like spin here for Ken Campbell. It's going to have to reset him one more.
I got in the throttle early and had to get out of it. I wonder if they heard my motor or something.
That's going to be the 11 of Tyler Thomas.
Made him take off.
Who's going to come in aggressively, tap.
Well, I saw when you closed up, you had to back up a sec, but it seemed like as soon as I said go, you were on it.
Peter Dillon trying a little bit of a different run on the outside.
Yeah, something made me hit the gas, and I don't know what it was. I thought the leader fired, but
Maybe the most
It
apparently
was the
not.
ghost of Dale.
so far. It just
Maybe.
this season.
Yeah, it's been a lot there for Cannon. Had Peter Dillon made contact with him, who knows? Same, we might have seen our 5th car upside down here tonight at Iowa, but thankfully that did.
Get off that brake, son. What you doing?
Able to get rolling again. Not sure how much damage overall he has. I know we've seen him through the grass. He's been involved in a couple of incidents. I believe, think back to the big one in turn 3. I think he got some contact in that one. The previous caution on the back straightaway had some contact in that. So the 15's definitely beat and battered, but maybe he can get a couple of positions here before the end of this race.
Open for it as Travis Dart
Let
continues
the
to be
44
up
car
front,
by.
not expecting to come into pit road. If you're any of these drivers, they get a major bed, you're laying in it for the rest of this race. But if we do get a late caution with 5,
Imagine if I would have took 2 tires.
we do have overtime.
Wonder if that would have put me in
needed. We got 3 attempts, and with this
somewhere
race
closer up
is
front.
going, some of these aggressive moves, tire wear is going to get
I don't know.
less as
I really don't know.
forward.
I still think 4 was the way to go.
More usable as we inch closer and closer, as it's going to be less than 15 laps to go and we go green. Going to be a little bit closer to, believe, 12 laps to go once we officially get rolling.
Yeah, it's going to be another short little sprint, and these could just be sprints. Same, it could come down to, can you get a good restart, hold off your position for 3 or 4 laps, and maybe
They would have just that little extra grip on the bottom.
situations where cautions breed cautions, and it's going to come down to these restarts. Who can get the better launch and hold off?
Track position is king, though.
And
Yeah,
here's
it
that
is.
call. You're hoping that you can get the launch out of the corner, exit at 2.
I can do some blocking.
At least have a nose ahead. Hope bank on a caution flag to come out because Travis
Okay,
Dart's
Brian
just
Logano.
strong on the outside. You might have to go to that 3rd lane if you want an opportunity to make the pass, because the inside road just has not had enough speed to get ahead of Travis Dart fully. They've been able to get a nose ahead. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, Zach's been able to get his
Or
nose.
Brian Newman.
Hasn't been able to get clear. And for Travis, did a really good job switching up where he went in the restart zone on the last restart. We'll see if he does it again on this restart. And again, another thing I've noticed, Sam, he's taking the outside. Every chance that he's had in the lead, he's taking the outside on these restarts. We saw Ross Tatum when he was in the lead take the inside on the restarts. Travis definitely feeling much more comfortable on these outsides though on these restarts.
Well,
Out
we're
of
about to get
curiosity, how
ourselves
many
ready
green, white
to
checker attempts
get
do we have?
rolling. Pace car lights are still on for this field, so we're gonna go another pace lap around.
3, but we got 25 minutes
Start
left.
Zach Hall, Bill Bustler, Andrew
Yeah, I
Matlin,
really hope
Joshua
we don't
Waltz
need
is your
that.
top 5. Cameron Stark gonna be in 6, Kristen 7, 8 is the 8 machine.
Dang, what time is it?
And then it's
It is
Grant.
11:25.
Grant, like you know, Don, one of his best runs he's had since his Daytona win in a shocking, dramatic fashion. If you haven't gone back to
Past
see,
my bedtime.
that finish, go check out the top 5 finishes of the month. It took number 1. Sorry to be the spoiler. It was that great of a finish. That Daytona night.
That might be why my eyes hurting.
You could ask for.
I mean, it wasn't just a finish of that race
Take
that was
that
number
too.
1. There were 3 other finishes that were all,
I got my
or
bottle.
at least 2 from the 2 heat races that were all part of that number 1 spot on our best finishes of the month. But,
I did not catch what
I
he
can
was
go
saying.
back green with 11 to go.
heat race is the stage finish and then the finish of that race. What a story that one was, and what a story the season's been. I mean, every race has had its drama, its ups and downs. It's kind of from pit strategy to late race
Because it's entertaining, Derek.
It's, everything. And
Oh, I'm trying.
good storyline here tonight at Iowa.
Bearing to see. We can get it on here at Iowa. Is it going to be the drivers event?
Top 10
long, or could it
are so even.
be a
It's
similar mistake? So
hard to do anything.
get into one another when Brendan Colley, Ross Tatum.
It really could come down to a mistake.
Our second big one of the night. Could we see some clean
Get
racing
ready.
for our front drivers? Travis Start, Zach Hall, both looking for their
All right, starting to close up on the leader.
season. Look at the past winners. Only one that's up front
The pace car
is
Guy in front of you might try to get a little bit of a jump. Ready?
up front in 7.
Green flag,
Next
go.
one is Tony Grant in 10. Maybe
The leader
find a little bit of that
one.
magic.
There you go.
4. But it's going to be 11 laps to go into the restart zone.
there.
The Iowa Core 190 is back underway. Travis Stark on a
Just no grip on the top
You
side.
got the momentum on the outside, Brian.
by side through 1 and 2.
Still there.
All got it. Probably
clear,
the best
all
launch
clear.
out of everybody on that restart. They're going to be side by side first for first out of the
No grip.
second and third. Down the back straightaway, Travis
Okay.
is going to be able to hold on. Will he get the drive off the top here? Out of 3 and 4, he's going to get the drive off, clear the 32, coming to the line. Travis Start holds on to the lead.
10 laps to go, and Zach Hall got the run that was necessary, but he only had a nose ahead.
Fighting for the lead.
2 seconds of that lap. He gets another massive run off the exit of turn 2. Ducking down low. Zach Hall hoping for the slide job. It
Man, they still get that run off.
But Travis Stark just carrying so much more speed on
Yeah.
the entry and through the center. He's able to keep the momentum up. 3 and 4 is all Travis Stark currently.
17's pushing hard.
Hold on, protect that outside groove. Don't let them get to your outside as the battle behind them heats up. But here comes Zach Hall. He's got the momentum. He's looking to the outside. He's going to be there, Sam, halfway down the back straightaway.
Finally got to the outside lane, got the run that was necessary, but can Zach Hall keep it side by side? Dart trying to keep the quarter panel, hoping to slide up, but Zach Hall has the run side by side across the line. Zach Hall in the premium position to take the lead spot, but Dart recognizing where he needs to be, but was too aggressive in the corner. He lost the rear end. Zach Hall has the nose.
And then here comes Medlin. Zach Hall clear. Here comes Andrew Medlin. Battle for second, but Travis Stark can drive it in hard. Into 3 and 4, he's going to drift up just a little bit, but Zach Hall going to have the momentum. Travis Stark going to try to cover up the 12, not going to be able to do so. Battle for second now in Dart.
Go get it, sir. They're right there.
Andrew Medlin.
7 to go.
32 of Zach Hall.
He needs to get to that outside lane if Dart is going to have a chance to fight back. 7 laps to go, side by side. Cross the line was last time. Zach Hall finally able to fully commit to the and now Travis Dart just settling, losing.
I'm seeing it. I'm just,
This is
I don't know.
back, but that little bit of a accordion effect helps up the
I know.
What can,
I got you.
what can you do right here?
position.
Aggressive move there by Travis Dart.
Right. And the only thing I think you might be able to do is try backing up the corner and get back in the throttle a little bit sooner.
32 machine moving sticks with the big move
Yeah,
inside.
it is so sketch.
For 5th and 6th position is our
There you go.
third on that.
Good run here.
The Buffalo going to tuck back in line behind 12 in Midland. See if he can do anything here. Is almost a little bit of contact made, but it's Zach Hall pulling away from the field.
5 laps to go. Top 6 drivers.
I don't think going low helps.
Another, and Zach Hall is trying to pull away. Last lap was a 10th faster. This go around, Travis Dart is trying to figure out any way to close in the gap. It was 3/10 across the line there, and it's just slight advantage goes to Travis Dart, but there's 4 laps to go, and at that rate, the 26 will not be able to pass Zach Hall.
Yeah, just got to keep closing in. Got a really good drive there. On turn number 2, closing that gap. Can you get another good drive through 3 and 4? This has been his strong suit all night long. He just can't afford to overdrive, give up time. Looks like he might have gotten in a little bit too deep. See if he can get the run off and
3 to go.
close this gap. 3 to go this time by.
Another little bit closed in, 2/10 on the entry of the corner. Travis Dart has been closing each and every lap. Zach Hall has to find a way to defend for 5 more corners as the entry of turn.
Good lap traffic come into play.
The aggression, the speed is there. He's right on the back bumper. 2 laps to go here in Iowa.
2 laps to go. Cross the line, going into 1 and 2. Will we see the bumper used? Also, lap traffic up.
I've done killed my right front.
The 99, the 44, Valechka, Collie, all these guys in front, and Travis Dart going to have to almost get out of the gas. Collie's moving out of the way. The 93 of Melton, though, he might be the thorn in the side of the 26. Out of turn number 4, they come to the white flag.
Coming to the white flag and cross the line. Lap traffic out of the way. It's your next level racing white flag. Travis Dart has one more chance. He's going to run high through 1 and 2, trying to build the momentum, get the launch, get as close as he can to the rear bumper. But Zach Hall 3/10 ahead. The lap traffic was just what was needed. The 26 sends it into turn 3, but not close enough.
Good job. P8, hell of a recovery, man.
Back into victory lane. The
Thank you.
2 wins here in Iowa.
But it is what it is.
Fireworks.
Absolutely.
From Zach.
Good show.
The statistics. We were talking about it earlier. Gets the win here tonight, but
Thank you once again for spotting and all that amazing information.
got to the
Not a problem, man. I am here every week.
charge there from Travis on the 26, and Zach Hall ends up in victory lane. But I mean, hats
Let's
off to
see.
Travis
Speaking of
for
every week,
all night long.
where's
Everything he had.
where's it at next
Gave
week?
up that outside line at the worst time there, Sam.
I
It was
don't
just
know.
One mistake.
It looks like
The opening.
Homestead.
Champion of last season had 7 wins last
Ooh,
season.
I got a lot of laps on that track.
Season 5.
There you go.
The numbers lined up. Number
160 laps.
You get 5, and he is your winner here for season 5, race number 5. Iowa goes to Zach Hall.
All right, Brian, I'm gonna shut it all down, man. Again, way to get back through. Great finish.
We'll be talking to our top 3
Keep it consistent, man.
spotlight driver. Talking to Zach Hall, Travis.
Yeah, man. Have a good one.
And
You too.
someone else when we come back for the post-race show.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump off. There was some stuff that happened, but I don't want to go back and look. It's too late. I'm gonna go to bed. Have a good one.